Hi everybody. I hope you are doing well, everyone. We are doing mostly okay. Mixed bag. My head is all over the place, so apologies ahead of time because I'm the one that's meant to be running the show. But yeah, Andrew and Deshaun, everybody. We're gonna do our little intros to let you know who we are and who we are playing. Before I recap what happened last week. So my delightful players, please take it away. Who are you?
Who am I?
Mm.
I'm Emily. You know
Hi,
that.
Emily. Oh,
What's
silly
up?
goose.
So I'm playing Kana. I use she they pronouns. Kana uses she her pronouns. And she's a dwarf. She's a MILF. She's here to take names and right now is focusing on the M of MILF while she's spending time with her daughter for once.
Can't believe Google Meets blurred out MILF.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's like M asterisk asterisk asterisk.
Don't
Uh,
censor me.
uh, I guess my turn. Sorry, are you done? I interrupted there.
Yes, I'm done.
Anyway, hi everyone. My name is Satan, or else a vamp on the interweb. I go by she or any pronouns as long as it's not derogatory. Today I'm playing Phelan. He goes by he, him. He's your baby girl, your favorite baby girl's favorite baby girl. Um, and yeah, he's in his feels a little bit, but don't worry, he has the trees around him to comfort him. Maybe.
Everyone. I am Torn or Torn Talks Creativity. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Oriana, our little pillbug human rogue, who is, she's doing okay. She's doing okay. Just, getting a little picked on. It's fine. She'll come back. But yeah, doing okay today.
Hi everyone, I am Sakaya. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Ranan, the Chastened Wild Rogue, and the party's companion on pause.
Hmm. Yeah. These are my lovely people. I'm Emmer, humble in the internet. I use they them pronouns, and I'm the storyteller today. Hi. How are y'all doing? Last session, we arrived in the camp with this excursion group to find Rainy alive and well. We also got to meet Dirk the Dick, and Kana had a conversation with him to try and reason out what had occurred. He is still in one piece, so it seems to have gone well. Whilst scouting the place out, Aranan heard the returning call of what sounded like a hawk of some kind in the camp. Phelan got in his feelings and needed to go for a walk when discussing missing Dalish scouts and family talk. Oriana got to talking with the university scholar and seemed to hit it off with him. They had some shared interests between the two of them. Her red cheeks are just because it is warm, everyone. It is warm. It might just be like localized microclimate warm. It's fine. Deciding to rest in the camp that night, they're going to be setting off early in the morning to track the missing Dalish scouts. This is a group that two of the Orlesians who are here in camp have gone out looking for as well. Who will get there first? Will they be alive and well? It's Thedas, so of course everything will be fine. I'm gonna check in with you guys and see what kind of night you had. Did you do anything? How did you sleep? Where did you sleep? Give us some updates, everybody. We can go in the order of our introductions.
Um, I had a great night, or Kana had a great night. I'm not here. Kana had a great night. She spent a lot of the night just like hanging out with Rainy. I think in contrast to um how a lot of their time is spent together, usually there's a lot of chatting back and forth. There's a lot of like mutual doing of activities, and there's a lot in this hangout in this time together where Kana is just like listening to her daughter ramble and just like encouraging her to like keep doing what she's gonna do and just like is sort of just like sitting there with a look on her face of just like watching her daughter and just like treasuring getting to see her and that she's safe and that things are okay. And it's just like sitting there with like a God, I love this kid look on her face. And I think she slept in the tent with her daughter. They, found a space that where they could be in the same spot and just wrapped her up like she was when she was littler. And
I'd like to think
Give
she's
her
probably got a
cuddle.
decent sized cot that she's been sleeping in. And normally it's that type of bed for a kid her age where there's like quite a few things in there. There's like a couple of her toys and her stuffies and like her art set when she was drawing up later than she should with some candle. And various like pillows and things like that, and normally just nests in that space. So she has like pushed everything to the side or like made a little display at the edge of it so that the two of you can comfortably share the bed. All right, Phelan.
I had to mute myself. I gotta keep myself muted for a lot of this. The ADHD is crazy. By the way, I'm playing Dalish Elf Mage. I didn't say that. Phelan. Shut the fuck up. Phelan. Has spent the night near the camp. Not to worry anyone, but he's in the outskirts of it by the trees. I think he found the most comfortable tree, climbed up a branch or two, and just snuggled in for a little bit, pretending that for a moment he's back home and everything's okay.
Did he frequently not sleep in the Aravel and slept inside a tree instead?
When they were camping, he would take time and sleep in nature sometimes. He doesn't have an Aravel right now, does he?
No. I just mean like if you feel like you're home by being up and trying to get comfortable on a tree branch and not falling off.
Yeah. If he falls, it's fine. Maybe he just found a little root that little crevice. He's just snuggled in like a little bunny in a hole. It's just spending time there, meditating, not crying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oriana.
Sorry, I was like, if you're really quiet, you'll hear the sobs at night. No. Oriana. Honestly, I think what she did, just a little play-by-play, was like, oh, well, maybe Marlon want to talk about the stars now. But that doesn't seem right. That seems really quick. And like did the awkward, like, when you're like thinking, but your body's processing with you. So you just walk back and forth between 2 points and clearly thinking in your own head. So I'm assuming at some point he probably been like, are you just going to just make a pathway
if he's stepping out, he's probably got a little like pipe thing that he's sticking the outside, and we'll just like look at you at one point, because I imagine you're doing the parading, and then as you're coming out and going towards the area, realize that he is in fact there and have like a
oh, absolutely. And it's just like a little divot in the dirt.
Yeah, he would question your if you're okay, essentially. Do you need something?
No. Stars. I'm gonna look at them. With
Sure.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. And yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's torches here. We can, if we take a little wander down that way, if you feel safe enough.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
And we'll very awkwardly walk off.
He goes inside to get a nice big, like, heavy cloak that's got a bit of a fur trim at the neck, because he has bank.
Around like...
If she sees Arenan, I think she'll be like Pat Knife Hill. You know what I mean? Like she's not stupid. Yeah. She's obviously awkward.
Yeah. He'll go and do some star watching, and he'll I think he's gonna do that thing. Sometimes you get academic people that just want to tell you everything that they know and assume that you clearly don't know anything, so that they're the one pouring the knowledge upon you. he's not that way inclined. So instead, he asks you about the things that you know, and I think he'd be very curious to know the names that you give the constellations, because there's obviously different words depending on which culture. See where
Yeah.
your baseline is, and then if you don't know some of the languages or names behind them, then he would tell you the stuff.
Yeah. And honestly, I think she probably just gets, when you start talking about your special interests and y'all
Yeah.
will talk for hours kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what they do.
Sure.
And she would give, so you know what? This is why we're birthday twins. I have absolutely got the names of the stars and the different
Yay!
ones for Ariana to know.
Birthday twins.
So honestly, I think she'd give the Tementor names, but then she would give the names like the Chantry that would have given them.
Yeah.
Because she does read Brother Genetv as much as she can.
Mhm.
And so she has a couple of names, but yeah, we'll debate that back and forth with him. And honestly, probably stay up all night or pass out because special interest has been,
Yeah,
like, is this the button?
he's the same. He's traveling with a lot of people that don't actually want to talk to him about the stuff because none of them are interested in it. So it's nice for him to sit and just speak to somebody that he feels is like a peer and will babble away as well because it's his special interest. And you'll start to see, because there's different vibes when somebody is just like, here's all the things that I know and I'm going to make sure that you know that I know them all. When it's somebody where it's their special interest and they just can't like help themselves, and he actually gets more animated and gets a little excited and will tell you some of the elven and that it's clearly that there's like this touchstone, like a throughway between all the cultures to have such similar things, but the stories are so different, and that's just really fascinating to him that the exact same sky can be looked at in so many different ways.
Oh my god, we
Aw.
share the same special interest.
I know. I was like, I think even like the hood is back. You know what I mean? Like she's obviously
Yeah.
far more relaxed and not
Yeah.
like a little like bug in the corner. Like, actually,
Mhm.
yeah. So she's actually relaxing a little bit. Yay!
Yay!
Go Ariana.
Yeah, he'll happily stay out there. If I may even get to a point that the two of you end up like falling asleep to have a little honk shoe, both sat like looking up at the stars.
Yeah, right. Just passed out. Like, oh no, Marlon's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's fine. He's right here. And there's this weird walkway here. Yeah. Anyway.
And if you're quiet, you can hear the sobs.
Of wailing or just sobbing in the corner. Oh no. I think she thinks there's a. I need to check on Phelan tomorrow. Anyway,
Is that an
what we're at.
animal in the tree? No, that's a crying elf.
That's Aelin. But yeah, so that is what she does.
Okay.
And that is where she sleeps, to answer your question.
Wonderful. Okay, Iranan.
Aranan has a very simple night. I think we've been invited to stay in a camp that I think like 40 to 60% wants us there. So I think she goes through, the party supplies, like cooks them as normal, like finds a little campfire that's once they've finished cooking, like she moves in and
Mm-hmm.
does some bits and pieces for everyone. Lets Kanar and Rainy do catch up time. Keeps her eye on Ariana as she
Mm-hmm.
goes out. And I think really she's just like potters about and kind of just enjoys like the rest. And maybe she'll wander out like kind of before going to sleep herself just to check on Phelan and you okay, buddy? That kind of thing. But yeah, just a quiet one really for Ariana.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could do that scene if you go to check on him. How would you
Are
respond?
you crying? No, I'm joking.
Little elf, why are you crying?
Why are you crying? I don't know if he'd be actually like sobbing. But
I'm just kidding.
he's I think you find him in between two large roots of a tree, just kind of hands crossed. Like actually he's like kind of, when you just hold your knees up and like rug them and just looking at the rest of the forest, and just you can see him with his eyes closed, just almost taking in like the noises of the forest itself. But he'll kind of like open his eyes if he hears you and just give a little wave.
Hey, have you got room on a route?
Yeah, they're pretty big roots.
around and like squeezes down next to you. What can you hear?
The forest settling. Crickets. There's a nest up above. Here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The birds were settling in, and there's a few branches that little twigs that fell. I must be preparing for eggs to hatch.
Do you know what kind of bird they are?
No, I never got that good at noticing bird calls.
Talking of
That's
birds,
why my dad.
did you hear the hawk earlier when we were in the camp?
Did I hear the hawk, DM?
It was when Ariana and Ronan were at the camp and you guys were further back, so it's up to you if you would have been listening for things. It was before all four of you arrived and went inside the camp.
Yeah, I mean,
But
he was calming Kana down.
mhm.
But if it was like loud enough, I think if you ask, it's like retroactively like, oh, maybe I think I did hear that. But
Mhm.
I think he'll give a solid. I think so. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't soaring. It wasn't flying. I think it was captive. I think they've got one in the camp. I want to find out.
Do you want to set it free?
No, I just want to reconnect a little. My father was the falconer for our tribe, and kind of a, I don't know, I should have followed in his footsteps sort of thing. I didn't.
I get it. I can help you find it if you want.
Yeah, that would be great.
Should we like just sneak around and just straight up ask, "Hey, does anyone have a falcon?"
I feel like I get the impression they're not that fond on having us around, so perhaps we should ask
True.
rather than sneak into their
Yeah.
falconry tent or whatever they've got.
Yeah. I can hit Dirk. I can't hit the entire camp without being taken out first.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. There's protocol.
Yeah. No, I can help you. I know. I understand wanting to reconnect. All that.
It's I don't know, it's a lost part of me, I guess. And hearing that hawk here so far from home, it was weird. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Promise?
No.
You don't have to talk about it.
I don't think it should be anybody else's problem.
Well, maybe it doesn't need to be anyone else's problem. Maybe we can just like talk it out into the forest, let it drift up to that nest and to the stars, and neither of us have to carry it.
I miss my family.
Yeah. Well, Phelan, I'm already carrying that one, so perhaps we should both let that go. Just for tonight.
I don't know how to let that one go.
I've been working on that during this journey, and I suppose I've kind of taken you on as like my surrogate family. You and Kanar and Oriana. You mean a lot to me, and if I never see my family again, at least I have you guys.
I get that. I feel. I. You guys are like my family, I suppose, in a way, but everyone else has their own family. Beth has her family. Mariana has her family. Kanal has her family. You have a lot of people that you know around the continent. Take care of you.
Yeah.
I don't. When this ends, because it will, everyone has somewhere to go. I don't. And I think you'd understand that.
And the funny thing, Phelan, is I don't really have anywhere to go. I was going home, and I don't think that exists anymore.
So what happens to us then at the end of the day? Where do we go?
Well, maybe answers will provide themselves on the road. Or maybe we get to that day and we realize that we're free to do whatever we choose. Destiny open, no ties.
What if you don't know what you want to do?
I'm
I-
getting there, but I don't know where that would be.
I don't know either. I don't know what. I'm not good at much. And the things I am good at, I can't really do out in the open
I
without.
think you're too hard on yourself.
I don't mean to be. I think. I guess I'm trying to be more realistic. Maybe a little too logical sometimes, but you look at someone and sometimes you can see exactly what they're destined for. You can see what they're good at, and it surrounds them in every aspect of their life.
Like Hannah, mother of the forge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Or Oriana and her learning and curiosity and studies.
Yeah, I hope she's studying.
Um, I had a purpose once, and then I didn't have it anymore. and then I had another smaller purpose, and then I had to give that up. And then I was a farmhand, and I was content to be that, and then I couldn't do that anymore. And now I'm here. And I don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe when this is over, if you want to travel a little bit more, you could come to the Kokori Wilds with me. We could try and find my village. We could not know what to do together.
Sounds nice. Maybe we could just travel.
Maybe that's what's left for us. I feel like I've been traveling all my adult life.
Maybe I'll get to see some people again. Tell them of our travels and our stories. Maybe I'll have people to go back to at some point. Just gonna lay his head on her shoulder.
Roland kind of puts a hand up, slowly rubs Phelan's head and just lets him rest there.
Mm-hmm. So, as the morning rises, Kana, you're the only one actually sleeping in the tent. None of your friends are there. Oriana, he is for sure getting up and helping you up, and then like taking a twig out of your hair. May go in for a kiss on the cheek.
Okay. She's just gonna stand there. Like, oh, like I think she
Yeah.
like yeah, and just oh, thanks. That's okay. Is he actually moving in?
Yeah.
Yep. I think she just clavers up and just okay.
Yes, good.
Not in a but just like,
yeah. No, it's like, you know what? I'm ready for my breakfast. Very nice.
Poor Oriana. I'm saying sorry to my own character for doing this. I
Yeah.
think she grabbed like the really like little small hands that she does, grabs him real
Mhm.
quick, and kisses him on the cheek as well.
Okay.
And then just okay, breakfast. Very quickly scampers off.
If you like, I tend to make my own. It's better than what they're serving up here around that campfire.
Oh. Yeah, sure. This is a weird offer, but I can go hunt real quick if you want. Okay, no. Nope. Okay.
Sure.
Then Oriana, in her far too eager, nervous ways.
Yeah. Now I must impress.
I promise now I have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna make sure that there's a good it's nice. He has really the really nice coffee. And there's like a selection of cheeses. Some meats as well that travel well, but it's not camp rations. It's proper quite artisanal dried meats. Various other bits and pieces. So he's gonna have that waiting for you to come back as you kind of go with whatever you've managed to catch. You can smell the in fact all of you can kind of smell the coffee, but it's not available at the campsite.
Hell yeah. yeah, absolutely, just way too eager, like, pew, and like, hopefully she catches something. Maybe she can calm down long enough to do it. And we'll be like, probably be like, when she comes back, like, oh, give me 1 second, and then like we'll go into the forest and like dress it, not just like at his campsite. Bleh.
Here's a dead rabbit. Boof.
And fur and guts everywhere. No,
Like a cat.
Honestly, accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine
but yes.
if it helps put a little smile on Phelan and Aranan's faces as you're kind of waking and considering heading back to the camp, you can see Oriana just scampering off to hunt, coming back again.
There's absolutely little skips and jumps in there too. Not gonna lie, like,
I've never really seen her hunt that. Like, is that a tactic to like skip and
That's
jump?
because
and...
that's not the primary focus of her hunt this morning.
smallest of giggles.
It's like a mating call.
Okay.
I would giggle and skip
Yeah.
while I hunt and bring you a carcass. I
Our
brought this for you
Oriana.
because I love you.
Let me
Yeah, oh my
feed you with
God.
this dead animal. Here you go. I'll leave it at your
God,
door.
Oriana is a cat. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
Even just down to the scurrying away.
I think seeing Phelan's blank look,
Mhm.
Arana will be like, our Oriana may have found someone she's romantically interested in.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll have breakfast. We'll tell them all about it later. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
But
you
yeah, she was very giddy and nervous.
is it like an Oriana thing to gift dead animals, or it's just like a thing you do when you're romantically interested in someone?
Oriana and cats.
Oh yeah, cats do that too. I get it now. It makes sense now. So she's
Animal
like trying
based.
to.
So
I
true.
can
I
understand
can, I
that.
can, I can
Yeah.
understand animal
I get that
behavior.
reference.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. You can bring in the dressed animal. He will he seems to have an awareness about how to cook as well. So he's happy to kind
Oh
of
no,
set
he
that up.
cooks too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll spend
You
her
have
time.
I don't know. Have you ever
hanging
had
with
like
Marlon.
really? I mean, you probably have. It was maybe a while ago, huh? Really good coffee.
Oh yeah, no. Back in Denerim, especially, Oriana would have to learn how to probably make really good coffee, and like steamed milk with like honey in it, all of that. She would have had to learn Orlesian ways actually. So you know what? In fact, she probably is using a little bit of that knowledge now on like
So shit coffee
Ah.
then, is what you're trying to say.
well, and like in Orlesian fashion of food and everything, and
Yeah.
probably dipping into that a little bit because he's been in Orlais.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He sure has. Yeah, so you guys have a really nice breakfast.
Yeah.
We'll let
Sorry.
Phelan and Aranin go. I mean, whatever you want, my dear. They both
Brianna
look
will join
different
them
in
later.
Navarra.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's busy.
Fade to black coffee.
You just hear giggling in the tent. You're like, you know what?
There's thankfully not too much because she probably wouldn't, but at the same time, just like little bits to herself, or like the sigh, like
Yeah.
that's you probably hear that. Okay, I'm done.
Beautiful. So we'll have Aranin and Phelan come back to the tent where Kanan, Rainy are, to have your breakfast. And then we'll have Oriana join you guys after that scene is done. So, I think Rainy probably got you up fairly early. Kana. She seems like she is intentionally trying to show you that she has a morning routine, without saying it. Like she'll wake up and then go and like be like cleaning her face and like sorting her clothes, but we'll like look over at you and be like, like I'm doing the thing. Mhm.
That's very cute.
Yeah. And I can I can we can, if you want to brush your teeth, there's a stream just over there. Would you like to come?
Sounds great. Let's go. Let's go.
Picks up a little sack that has like her toothbrush and stuff in it, and some soap. And as you guys are heading out, that's when kind of Phelan and Aaron and come. Oh, would you like to brush your teeth? Do you have
Yes.
toothbrushes with you?
Oh, of course.
Well, actually, it's not a regular toothbrush, but it does work the same way. I'll show you.
Okay. Is it made of
Magic.
stones or do you chew on a
It
bush?
is actually a wooden stick.
Looks to her mom and is like, restrains herself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I look forward to seeing it, Phelan.
When you live out in the forest, you
Chew
know,
sticks? Okay.
you have
Yeah,
to chew
that's
sticks
fair.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are tasty.
Yeah,
Well-
like the really deep roots that taste like that, like
Well,
salty
it's
candy
different
stuff.
actually here. And he'll pull out this little. It does look like a stick. It's not like it doesn't have bark or anything, but the end of it is like the fibers of it are from the inside are kind of splayed out. And he's like, he shows it to her. This is based on an actual
Like a chewed licorice stick.
kind
Mhm,
of.
mhm.
It's so he explains that when you're done with it, you put it in some water and then you peel it off and then kind of shoot out the fibers until they're spread out, and then you rub it against your teeth and it gets rid of all the dirt. And I was gonna say plaque, but that's not a word in Dragon Age medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
And
It
all
is a word,
the-
but not that word.
Yeah.
that one, yeah.
Black on the wall.
yeah.
Get
So,
rid of
like,
all the blight.
yeah, get rid of all the dirt and everything that's in there, so it cleans it fresh, and then you wash out your mouth.
Well, if I ever lose my toothbrush, I will try and do that.
Well, it has to be a specific stick, actually, and he'll go on a rant.
Okay.
He'll go on a
Sure.
rant for like a minute and be like, you know what, it's fine.
She like is intentionally brushing her teeth when you're talking, so she can do the like she doesn't have to respond to you.
It's okay. He understands when people are not interested.
Hey, we'll remember that if we ever get lost in the woods, Phelan. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Spits
know.
out there.
Anyway.
Awesome. It was fun to learn something new today.
Yeah, already. Before breakfast. Off to a good start.
Yeah. Mm.
Talking
You
of
guys
which,
okay?
and Aranan starts
Oh,
making. No, it's all right.
Mhm.
You guys alright? I was surprised y'all. Sorry, there's a big bird behind me.
Big bird reversing.
Yeah.
Just this big like crane in the in the front going like walking backwards. Uh-huh.
I just was expecting you guys to come back to the tent at some point last night. I'm glad. About to come looking for you before you walked in.
Why didn't you guys come back to the tent? I thought we would have a sleepover.
Well, I thought, you should spend some time with your mum. You hadn't seen her for so long. And Fayla and I went to look at the stars and just got sleepy.
Fair enough.
Everyone kind of looks at Kanar a little bit in a funny way.
Mm.
Let's leave it at that.
All right. Any idea if Oriana's okay? She
It was
with you
You
guys?
can't
or-
hear?
morning.
You
Yeah, I
can't
was
hear
gonna
the
say, I think you
sighs?
just hear the.
Oh, that's her.
Ah, head in the clouds this morning. I see.
She was hunting this morning to give to someone. Like cats do.
Yeah.
She dropped
Yeah.
a dead animal on someone?
Well, handed. They were. I'm assuming
You
it
can say
was
that.
for breakfast. What?
Don't worry about it. I'm happy for her. But
But like
great.
cats
I'm
just
glad
they just
they're
I'm
drop
happy for her.
connected.
like does she it's still I mean okay.
Cats
The
do that
principle's the
because
same.
They try to take care of you and feed you, so they're like, oh, you're not hunting, so let me hunt for you, so I can take
Oh.
care of you. So Oriana was trying to take care of someone
Yeah,
as a
I don't
gift.
I'm assuming she also like communicated in words. That
Yeah,
this is the thing she was
like
going
they're
to do.
not
You know,
exactly like
we
cats.
have that
it's-
advantage over felines.
Cause one of the cats in Lothering once came to our house, and I woke up in the morning and nearly stood on a mouse with no head. That didn't feel
Oh,
like it was
baby.
taking care of me.
Mm,
No, it is in their own language because they're providing you with, for them it's hunting, it's providing you with food and nutrients.
was a
So
hard
it
day
was
for us.
it was for them, for cats. That's
Well,
how-
I
I
hope.
feel we're pushing a lot of wild lore on you for such a refined city girl, aren't we?
Sorry.
Well, Lothering is not as big as
True.
here. And there were cats that used to do that all the time.
A lot of mice in Lothering. Lots of farm fields and barns for them to hunt in.
Yeah, I suppose then we didn't have to deal with the mice. Well,
Oh,
that's
Rainy,
yeah.
sorry.
okay.
Have you seen a bird here, like a hawk or a falcon that someone has in this camp?
Yeah, there's somebody who has two of them.
Oh, cool.
The big canary lady.
Looks at Aranan. I found it.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
I think
they-
while Phelan was asking Rainy that, Aranan just puts like a hand on Kanar's arm and just gives like a little smile.
Just,
Oh, great. Well, we can
Well-
go and ask them.
yeah.
She sometimes seems a bit grumpy, but I'm starting to think that is just her face.
Some people, yep, have
Yeah.
faces like that.
Mhm.
But
Because I don't, yeah, I don't think like she's trying to be mean or anything. I think
Both are
that's just
serious.
yeah. Because I've tried to have like chats with her before, and I thought she was like being grumpy and annoyed and didn't want to hear from me, and it made me a little sad the first day. But then she came and showed me this little thing that she has that is also because I was showing her that I'd drawn one of the deer, and then she showed me a thing that also had a deer, and I was like, so she did listen to my story and then must have liked it enough to come and show me the thing. So now I'm just thinking it's just her face.
Some people like being quiet and to listen.
Yeah, she can't help that that's her face, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
And
it
she
was
might
nice
just-
of her to.
Might be intimidated by how much cool you got packed into such a little frame. You know, she's really got to
Think
measure
she's
up.
intimidated
to
of
compete.
me?
I think that's very likely. I would imagine.
I wish when I got older I could get horns like her. That would be cool. But it might
put 'em
make
on a
sleeping
helmet.
a little hard. I wanted to ask her like how she sleeps and does she ever have to like put something soft on the end of the sharp bits of her horns in case she like scratches things.
That's
But I was
actually a
like,
really
I-
good question.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be like to be rude because you know, Mama. Sometimes I've asked a question, you like you can't ask people that question.
Maybe if you ask nicely, Phelan can whittle you some horns.
Sometimes they'll
Horns
use
for me to
a
wear.
hairnet or something.
Mhm.
There's ways.
Yeah, I'm
I've
sure
been
there's.
told often that sometimes I ask questions in a way that seems rude. But yeah, I can make you horns. And then we can decorate them and paint them however you want, and we can add little charms to them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then
Yeah.
Mama, you can make like little metal bands for them because she's got like
Yeah.
melt things on her. Oh my gosh.
Uh huh. Like little cuffs.
Ah,
Yeah.
By the stone, that's so cool.
Phelan like leans into Aranan. Should we ask her, the Canary Lady, if that's like okay thing to do?
Again, I think we should probably try and be as polite as possible. Yes.
Yeah. We should
Yeah.
probably ask her first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like if someone were like, oh, I'll make you some elven ears, I'd be like, you know.
Who's hungry?
This
Yum.
is to Aranan separately.
Breakfast.
Is this cultural appropriation?
Kind of just trying to distract, make sure Rainey's not paying attention.
Yeah,
Like,
I've been stashing She realizes how loud she says it and like quietens down and looks at the tent flap. I've been stashing raisins to put in porridge so that it tastes good. They don't know that I have them.
That's true. Well done for finding a way to make porridge taste good.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
raisins are really good in porridge.
it's true.
Yeah,
Oh.
sometimes Dad will have porridge like with salt in it and have it be savory, and I just think that's really weird. But
Mm.
he was like, "It's
No
something you have to be
accounting for
older to
taste.
appreciate." Yeah, maybe.
You know what's really good in porridge?
Peanut
If
butter?
you well, yes, but if you add cinnamon and a little bit of sugar, brown sugar.
Oh,
Yeah, my grandma sometimes does that. She likes to put those things
Or like
into.
bits of chocolate and then you let it melt into the porridge.
Yeah.
I didn't have that often, but sometimes when people would come back from trading, they would bring chocolate and we would have some.
Chocolate's pretty good. Mm. Start eating away. Nom 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 nom. Eventually breakfast is had, so Orion, at what point are you gonna go and see your friends?
When
You may be
it's
feeling a
been
little
too long.
jazzed up because you've had quite a lot of really nice coffee.
Yeah.
Shall I be like the party pooper, Auntie Aranan, kind of?
I was gonna
Go
say it's
around
either that
here.
or like she's. You know how like you feel like I've been here too long. Oh no, is this weird?
Mhm.
And I think she's having a bit of now like caffeine fueled anxiety spiral.
Mm.
Oh, I'm so,
we all
I'm
know what we're
so
talking
familiar
about.
with that.
Yeah.
So familiar with that.
Is that caffeine or am I dying? Is it anxiety? I don't know. Like it's just
It's
like
both.
having a bit of a
Yeah.
spiral.
Okay.
Yeah,
Guess I'll die.
Yeah.
And like doesn't know how to excuse herself out of the situation. You know what I mean?
So
So I
Ranning
think she's
can come
stuck
and
in
be
that
like,
loop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think she's kind of stuck in that loop of just like, oh, I really want to spend time with him, but he's not going to be here for a while, so I shouldn't keep up his time. But then how am I going to get in contact with him? Am I going to see him again? Like, she's having a meltdown. Please help her.
I think Aranan sticks her head in the tent. Hey, hi,
Oh,
sorry.
Hey,
Hello.
Hi, Oriana.
yeah.
They're nearly ready. We're gonna try and find some scouts. You know, before they
Oh,
die.
did you get a chance to? Okay, you know what? No, that's actually really important. And we'll look at Marlon and just like, thank you. I don't know when. Are y'all here for what? It's not important. I'll see you when we get back. Okay, thanks. And we'll just like awkwardly like pat his arm because Aranan's here. Just like I don't.
It is.
Yeah, and Aranan doesn't like leave the tent.
Yeah.
She's like,
Well, have a safe journey, Oriana.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Be safe. Be so
maps
safe.
maps help.
Oh yeah, they definitely will. Thank you. And I assume I'll see you when I get back because we're definitely not taking Rainy with us, but gotta be responsible somehow. Okay, anyway. We'll like very quickly just like look at Aranan and like my kiss is shaking and like
I think Aranan get like gives an appraising look, sort of up and down him, and then like turns and leaves with Oriana, and in Oriana's ears, just like, well done.
stop it. At least wait until we're away from the tent. And then we'll like grab Arena's arm, just
Bye.
like pull
But,
her a
you
little
know,
bit. Yeah.
To be fair, her hood was down. She was comfortable. It's
Yeah.
cute. Right. Yeah.
Real quick, just as we're leaving, we'll kind of lean towards Arena and just did we want to look at the hawks first or go? I don't know what time it is.
Funny you should mention. At this time in the morning, and now that you guys are like outside of the tent and people are milling about and breakfast has been on offer various places, you can see this big Kunari lady currently is there's one of the hawks is currently stood on top of a little post, and she's taken a little hood off of it and given it scritches, and the other one still has a hood on, but it is perched on one of her horns.
Love that. Okay.
They are definitely not the ones that are native to your homeland, Iranin. Would you know much about the other breeds? Possibly.
Perhaps this is a northern black hawk.
They're yes, that's the thing. They're a little more northern. given where this person has come from. So slight coloration differences. These are maybe a little smaller than the ones from your home, but very identifiable still.
I had been planning all this in my head, and the Northern Blackhawk in my head was slightly
Yeah.
smaller and had like brown
Ah!
primers
Love it.
instead of black. Wow.
Brains. So yeah, you can see them. Just a couple of
I
times.
need a
over.
child. Rainy. Rainy.
What?
Should we go and look at the hawks?
Huh?
No,
The house. Sure.
I kind of like stare at Ariana like, what?
Well, I talked to her. Well, we didn't talk. We did the whole like, are you gonna try to kill someone at each other assessment thing. She seems okay. You know what I
Really?
mean? No, the she like hits your arm like
Oh.
no. Big Grenori moment. I don't know her
Yeah,
name.
she's a killer.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, we
But,
don't know her name, do we?
Mm.
I don't think no.
But we did that whole, she passed me when we first got here and like, hey, are you a problem? And then I was like, no, are
Mhm.
you a problem? And that's silent, like, not
Yeah.
anyway.
Are we all
Mhm.
together?
They were coming
this
away
is the
from one
breakfast tent.
tent
We're
before going into your tent. Yeah.
yeah.
So they'll be on the approach.
I think you're hearing the tag end of this combo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think if we just ask very directly, I don't think she'll have a problem with it. That's a guess though.
I was
Rainy,
just gonna ask her about
do you want to come and ask very directly to look at the falcons?
Sure.
Yeah. I will approach the Canary lady.
Okay. Who all is going with everyone?
I'm going with her, yeah.
I would like to see the bird.
I want to see the birds too.
Then we're all
especially
going.
if Rainy is going, I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Marches along quite comfortably beside you all. You can see this woman. She is really very tall. Like even just like compared to the other Kenora that you have seen. To say she's got a slender build is not accurate, but she's narrow of shoulder and build compared to the height of her. She's not like a big old stack. Still very much a strong woman in thighs that could probably choke you out. She's got horns that curve back and up to points at the back, and the bottom half of these all have this big metal cap on them that have some studs along them. Dark black hair that is long and sleek and all the way down her back, almost to her butt, left loose currently, and has some white paint on her face.
I wish so hard that Phelan was less awkward and could flirt.
I feel bad.
But he has autism and brown eyes, so why does he need to flirt? You know, it's a tried and true method.
Yeah.
Especially in a Dragon Age game. So yeah, you kind of walk up to her and she will see that there's a gathering of 4 people and a child. 3 men and a baby?
A child.
A child.
child.
Approaching her, who will kind of stop what she is doing and like lower her hand from giving a scritch and just kind of eye you all.
Hi. Sorry, this is a little intimidating maybe. I'm Iranan and I was raised with hawks and I've not seen a captive hawk for a long time. Could I please stroke your hawks?
Quirks an eyebrow.
She
Kana's
kind of
really
meant
trying
it.
hard
She
not to
meant
laugh, so she doesn't have to explain.
this is
Yeah.
Iranan. She sort of meant the
laughing.
innuendo, but
Yeah. Whatever way you
Taking a
want to take those
break.
words. I mean, I'm done.
Right.
Mhm.
Break. Sorry.
Yes.
sorry.
You are familiar with how to handle birds.
Absolutely. Do you have a glove? Smell the glove.
I can get you one.
Please, because they have very sharp claws.
Uh-huh. Yeah, some people need gloves for that. Go and rummage through a bag.
Trust me,
And
even a canary would.
and hands it over to you. You can see she's got like these pretty epic looking bracers. She's
Oh,
not
nice.
dressed in like heavy armor. If this were an actual Dragon Age computer game, she's wearing more heavy leathers than she is plate or chainmail. But has these big bracers that have very geometric designs down them. And a couple of them clearly have grooves in them that are where talons have gone in, but uh, they look like they're designed for this kind of thing. We'll hand one over to you.
So I'm gonna look at Kanar, and I'll be like, Rainy. Okay, this is a falconry gauntlet, and do you want to put it on? Oh,
Yes.
looking at Mum, like, is this okay? And
It's
so this huge gauntlet goes like all the way up her arm, pretty much.
yeah.
You have to listen to everything that Aranan and this nice lady have to say about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
Rainy, what we're gonna do is you're gonna put your finger just in front of the hawk, and it will just step on to your glove.
Okay.
It's perfectly safe, but hold it away from your face.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Oriana is underneath her arm, because I'm assuming that she cannot hold this big ass bird.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She's-
I mean,
she's a
Aranan is
little-
holding her arm. She's not.
Yeah. But she's just like behind her, like just support underneath the
And-
elbow.
Yeah.
She takes
Uh-huh.
like there's these two little leather straps that are dangling off one of the feet. And these are the jesses. Now you put this between your finger and your thumb and hold that on, so that if it tries to fly away, you've got a grip of it.
Okay.
Okay. How
But
does
if it
that
tries
feel?
to fly away, why wouldn't I let it fly away?
Well, it's fine. It'll come back. But I mean, it's just how you hold them securely. If they get
Okay.
spooked and they flap around, it's fine. Now we're gonna feed it something, and I'll take like a little bit of meat and put it between the finger and the thumb, so Rainy can see the bird just like
Yeah,
wrap down and
immediate
yeah.
heads. Yeah.
I want you all to know that while you figure out focus on Rainy, in my head, Phelan is standing right next to this Kunari lady and just looks up at her and just says, "I like your horns."
Thank you. I like your jewelry.
Thank you.
Just goes back to looking at that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yes, I did it. No more."
Tick.
Okay.
He didn't think you'd get that far.
Yeah.
I think Aranan's just like it's for Rainy's benefit, but really
Mhm.
it's for her benefit because
Yeah.
it's like been so long since she's gone through this. So she's like explaining the coloration and the difference between the Black Hawks from where she's from, and
Yeah.
these hunt like dusk and dawn. So we call that, Rainy, we call that crepuscular.
Crepuscular?
Crepuscular, yeah.
Crepuscular.
Yeah, the southern ones hunt dusk and dawn. I look at the Canaries like, is this dusk and dawn or both, or just one?
Dusk and dawn, yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Like scritch it under the chin.
She's like eyeing Rainy, and Rainy's eyeing her, and they have like a moment of just maintained eye contact. And then the woman goes, "This one is Asara." Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
You want some food? You want some food? She's gonna try now. I don't know if you want to take the lead on this, Arana, to do the animal handling roll. It comes out of communication. So if you don't have the focus, you'd be rolling a communication roll.
I've lost my character sheet.
Not the
No, I haven't.
character
There we go. There we go. I don't have animal handling yet. I definitely will be getting it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Um,
You know, the next time you level up, you'll be getting primaries.
Communication. Help!
Okay.
I've got so many tabs.
There comes
Oh, that's
yeah.
a thing. That's a roll.
It's a thing. It's a roll. It's because it's fairly well trained. It is next to the person that it is comfortable with, and there's meat on offer. it'll hop over onto her hand, and take the meat quite happily.
Of course.
Wow, it's got a very sharp beak.
It has.
Sure does.
But it's not as sharp as it could be. We file them back. It's called coping. And then I think Aranan like looks at Kanari's horns just briefly and like, I wonder if they I wonder if they cope their horns.
We're all doing
Probably.
some coping right now.
There's a certain balm you have to use on horns so that they don't get itchy. It's a thing that it's one of like this random like trash item that you get in one of the early games, but there's lore behind it.
It's about the lore.
It's about the lore. So why we come here. Come for the shits and giggles, leave with the lore. So yeah, you're in guiding her with this, you're able to get quite close, and it is this is a really beautiful bird, by your estimation and, you know, understanding of these beasts. You would know that this is a female. Looking at the one that's up on the horns, that's just like straight vibing with his hood on, seems to be a male.
So, I think Aranan is just. I think Aranan might need to be kind of like pulled away. She's in that sort of.
Yeah.
She's talking to Rainey all the time. It's all about like teaching
Uh-huh.
Rainey the things that she knows, but this is just
Do
about her
you-
wanting to stay around the birds as much as possible.
Let me.
And that's a male, and they call that a tiercel.
Tiercel? Because it's a male one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If there's like a moment where you're kind of letting her just enjoy what she's doing rather than talking her through everything, you suddenly see this hand like come down near your face and realize that this person, who we still don't know the name of,
That was gonna be
Seems
my
to
next
be
question.
presenting the male one in your direction. He's just like chilling on her arm. You want to hold this one?
It's like almost like a girl, like just nodding.
He is I don't really know the trade tongue word for it, but he likes affection. Like too
Cuddly.
much. Yeah.
I can do that.
And she'll take the little hood off once you're holding him.
Yeah.
Like,
So
rock
I
it around.
let him
What's
settle,
your name?
and I let Phelan take over with Canary because I'm just like, like scritching under
Like,
the
yes,
chin. And...
distract her. I'm Ruva.
Okay.
Say that again. Sorry.
Ruva.
That's a nice
For anyone
name.
who takes notes, it's Ruvaa.
It's in the NPC document.
It is an NPC document.
Have it open. That's a nice name.
Thank you.
Sorry, I thought that was going somewhere.
Thank you for the.
Yeah, no, she's like, she thinks, it's like she'll take a moment and then be like, what is your name?
Phelan.
Phelan.
Mhm.
Is this common elf name?
It is actually.
Hmm.
At least amongst the Dalish.
That one is at Tash. She just assumes that you like names. She just like me names.
Yeah. That's really
Sarah,
nice.
it means wind, and Atash, he means glory.
Those are really nice things. Does your name mean something? Oh no,
Not
I
really.
asked the right question.
Yeah.
And in the background, Arana's just like, "Who's a beautiful boy, Atash?"
I think he says that out loud. He's like, "Oh, I asked the wrong question, didn't I?"
Mhm. It is not wrong. It is name I gave myself. Does not mean anything. It is my name. What does your main name mean?
Satan doesn't know. I'm gonna make one up.
Mm.
Well, first of all, if it's a name you picked for yourself, then you get to pick the meaning of it. So
It means bird lady.
there you go. It means bird lady now. Mine just means
like it.
loved one.
Oh. No, actually.
How did you say that in such past tense?
Does this mean loved one? Does this mean that the children not called that are not loved ones?
Maybe.
Hmm.
I mean,
This
I
must
guess
mean
that-
you're a favorite then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate.
Yeah. I mean, depends on who you ask, really. I mean, I'm sure some people don't like me, so
Well, they are not the ones that gave you names, so it does not matter.
true. Yeah, you're right. I suppose.
Okay.
You're our favorite. Don't worry, Kaylin.
Okay.
Did you give him name?
No.
Oh.
I would have, though. It fits.
No. My parents gave me that name. They.
Surprisingly,
love-
I am not Phelan's mother.
Yeah.
I know that.
It was a joke. Sorry.
She's. Yep. Joke's definitely gonna land with this lady.
Personally, I'm not Phelan's mother. Phelan's like, yeah. She's like, I know that. Question. If I can ask you a question again.
It does not stop you up till now.
I'm sorry.
What is your question?
He starts speaking slowly, like lower, it's like leans in like a little bit respectful, but just like because
He's gonna have to lean up. Tall ass lady.
up a little bit. So Rainy said that she really likes your horns and she wanted horns for herself, and I didn't know if that would be awkward because I don't know if that's like rude to make horns so she can wear.
Why would it be rude? She
I
has
don't
spirit
know.
of Canary. She would be allowed.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. I will make her horns.
Find a ram in the woods
Oh,
and take horns.
I'm gonna need Oriana for that one.
You cannot
Okay.
hunt.
He just looks down at himself. I'm not built for hunting.
He
How
could.
do you?
You could be.
You do not need to be built for hunting.
I'm good at scavenging.
Okay.
So are some hawks.
I'm so
she was
sorry.
not lying, by the way. Atash, this he is like
Oh.
preening, fluffing, looking for cuddles. Does like little wig flat, will like squawk at you if you stop.
Grabs
I
with
ran in-
like
I
little
ran in s-
talons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fully into it. I think, but if there's probably like a little perch nearby, I think Aranan will
Mhm.
let Atash like hop onto it, like give the gauntlet to Kanar, give the gauntlet to Oriana, like let everyone have
Yeah,
a go. Just
have a
so
go.
Atash is going around like having squishies.
Yeah.
I think there will be, but I mean, I don't. This scene can continue if people want, but I think there will be a point where Aranan will be. She'll sort of pull herself away eventually and look at Ruva and say, "Well, Ruva, thank you. You have made my morning, but we have to go because otherwise, there's I don't know, 2 more legions are going to fall down a hole somewhere if we."
Oh yeah, where did the legions go?
Looking
They
for
went looking
the
for the
elves.
Dalish.
You know, you will. I'm aware of that. I meant like actual direction.
You have a map, right?
Yeah, we have a map
Here's the
from
map.
Marlin. Ruva,
Hmm.
do you know how long ago they left?
It was about a day and a half, 2 days. Well, 2 days now.
Okay. Thank you. We can probably catch them, or maybe even get ahead of
We
them,
have to.
which
We
might
have
be
to.
better.
We should probably do that.
Oh, I meant get ahead of the legions.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's
If you find
that's-
them and they are no longer alive, take armor back. It sells for good cost.
Will
I will
do.
do that.
Yeah.
Like covers
Good.
Rainy's ears. Yeah, okay, we'll do. Okay. Thank you.
All right. We're all done stroking hawks.
I think so.
What?
Who's
Covers
yeah,
Rainy's
I-
ears.
That was a tough
Let's
thing
go
to say,
find
huh?
your dad.
Broken hearts.
We're gonna go find your dad and make sure you're taken care of.
Who's looking after the map?
I can take it. Anyone can take it here. And then
It's such a-
I actually looking for Dirk real quick.
I will say
Sure.
before we jump into another scene, Phelan will just say thank you for the conversation and then leave.
You're welcome.
Look after the map. It was expensive.
That's it. That's all I want to do.
Okay.
I
All right.
actually also wanted to talk to Dirk. I don't know if you're gonna want to say what you needed to say in front of Kana, but she wanted to talk to Dirk
No,
also.
she definitely would not.
Yeah, fair enough.
Use contain
It is
hands.
very threatening.
Love it.
I can leave first. It's fine.
Totally up to you.
Can
Yeah.
can I go with you, Ariana, for double stern?
Yeah, of course. I'm assuming we're kind of just leading Rainy to her dad, and being very like line of aunties.
Yeah.
While
That's
Kana
the
deals
vibe.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, hey, can I
Hey.
talk to you for a second before we head out?
Yeah, of course.
And then I feel like I feel like you're gonna have a couple conversations here, just based on the energy that has followed me here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me a second, ladies.
Take 2 steps back, like just a line, like
Hello?
We'll take
Am I
some
a
steps
lady
away
now?
from her daughter. She doesn't care if you guys hear, but doesn't want her daughter to and just we should be fine. I'm not expecting to fall down a hole forever or anything like that, but for some reason I don't come back. Just don't make me have to haunt you, all right? Do right for this girl. Take it, step up if you got to,
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, you'll. I was not. I didn't think I'd have to think about that this morning.
Yeah, well,
Just make
I
sure
just wanna make
nothing
sure
does
she's looked
happen to you
after.
then. Yeah? Stay safe.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
Next, then we'll turn around and go back to Rainy.
Okay.
And I think Ariana just kind of pats Rainy's head. Like she doesn't really know Rainy's very well, she doesn't want to be totally weird or like overwhelming on
Mhm.
Rainy, but just, very gentle, kind of like scruff up and just for poor unfortunate Dirk, he's shorter than Oriana. So I think she kind of like gets like a little snake like in its face and just look, it's not my place. I don't know you. But the only thing I really wanted to say to you is this. Don't mistake Rainy being an easy to care for child with you being a good parent. If that little girl knows she can't come to you when she's scared now, when she gets older and the world shows how fucking cruel it can be, she's not going to be asking for your help. Get used to being uncomfortable and make sure she knows she can be comfortable with you. And we'll just get out of his face and like
You have one
just
chance of
as she
doing it right.
leaves, yeah, like pat Rainy again, but like just over the shoulder, like Well, Lily. Okay, ready to go.
Swoosh.
Yeah, with her gross ass cape on her back.
Yep.
Also, sorry, Humbly. I love you.
No, you're fine. You're all good.
Can I follow the joke of a line towards Dirk's tent?
Mm-hmm.
There's just an opening of a flap. It's just Phelan's face. He doesn't go in and he just says, "Do better. Make an effort." And then the flap closes.
I'm really glad all of you have made a decision about me based on opinions from my ex. It's great. Thanks.
I think Oriana just yells back. It was your shitty actions, actually.
It was your decision to bring Rainy on this trip.
Moron. All right.
Mhm, mhm.
Also, covering Rainy's ears is like idiot. Like you know.
No, Kana is covering Rainey's ears. Thank you.
Rainy's just like chatting to you and not really
Uh-huh.
paying attention to the fact that there's anything uncomfortable happening. You know, she gave me a name.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you gonna share?
Asaranda.
Saranda. What does
Sounds
that
really cool.
mean?
Thunderstorm, because she said I'm very noisy.
Yes, it's an
But
accurate
also
name, little one.
Badass, because Thunderstorm's
It
great.
is very cool. Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
a badass
My little
name, right?
thunderstorm. It is very,
Are
very
you
cool.
supposed to be saying that
I
word?
Huh? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Uh-huh,
using it
yeah,
in a
you've been
naughty
hanging
way.
Mm,
It wasn't a naughty way.
we'll let it slide. It's
Okay.
fine. I'm
Like if
too-
I was to say my mom's a badass, would you be like, you're not allowed to say that?
I'd give you
'Cause
a
it's
fist bump
true.
like I'm about to do right now.
Yeah, yeah, mama.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey,
Best
the
mom
words exist
word.
for a reason as long as you're not being mean with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think moderation is healthy for most things. But you, my little thunderstorm, be
Mm-hmm.
good while I'm gone, okay?
Of
Don't
course.
give anyone in the camp trouble except for your dad.
Of course.
And just be good. All right.
Yeah, well, there's not really much naughty things I can do out here, so.
Except for hiding raisins for yourself.
That's not
Get a
naughty.
little
That's
George.
sensible.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
being
Resourceful.
resourceful. Yup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Planning
Listen.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm not that upset with you about it, to be honest. It's
I
pretty
know.
cute. I can't be mad at you right now.
If they look at me,
so
I
it's
just bat
fine.
my eyes and say, "Well, I'm just I'm just a little squirrel."
Uh-huh. Yeah, you are.
I bet that
'Cause
was
It's
you're
my
not-
stash.
All right.
Mhm.
We're gonna be back before you know it, okay?
Okay.
Give me a
Yeah.
hug.
I'm still give you a big.
Squeezer. Just
Ah!
aggression.
Ah! Okay. You won't be long, no?
No, shouldn't be.
Okay. Okay. I will make sure I keep some of my raisin stash for you then.
Thank you, sweet girl.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Hope you don't die.
Bye, darling.
She giggles, so she goes back towards the tent.
He's a cute kid.
Yeah. You guys ready? Anyone not get to yell at Dark that wanted to?
I'm done.
Okay.
I think Oriana just puts a light hand on your shoulder and just, you're a good parent, Kana.
I'm trying.
You're succeeding.
Yeah. It shows.
Can I have the map?
As long as you give it back.
I will.
Very slowly, like, give it over.
Yeah. He stays next to Oriana, but he clearly takes a sort of joins the lead in this expedition to find uh their Dalish friends.
Mhm. This is a very well drawn map.
Oh, this is a really nice map.
Yep, it's great. Wonderful. You did a
expensive.
great job. Okay.
Who did a good job?
Marlon.
Who?
Marlon, the scholar guy.
Marlon?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say he
Oh,
was a
that's
good
the
boy
guy
who
you
did
were
a good
hunting
job?
for?
What? No.
Is that what you were like all giggly
No.
and
No.
skipping?
Gotta...
Okay, so what were we looking for on the map again? Miranda's like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble here.
Has anyone
Uh-huh.
ever told you you remind them of a cat?
You know, my mom used to say that a lot.
Your mom's right.
And then yeah, no, she's usually right about things.
Yeah.
Mums usually are.
Yep.
But that's a good thing. Cats are great.
I do like them. I'm not really afraid of them like I'm afraid of dogs, so, you know,
Oh, you
makes it
don't
a lot
like
easier.
dogs?
They're okay.
Flashback to season 1 of you having to share a room with Whiskey.
Yeah.
And she absolutely avoided Whiskey as much as she was like, oh, Whiskey's
Yeah.
a good
That
boy.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I think Ariana just walks faster.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
if we get to here, it should be the first mark on the you just start looking at the
Yeah.
map.
Alright, so we head off on the road to just do the very simple task of finding some elves and coming home again. We're
Woohoo!
going to go to
Super
break
simple.
now for 10 minutes where we're going to hydrate, maybe get some snackies, stretch your legs. We will see you here in 10 minutes, everybody. See you soon. Oh,
Well,
shit. Are we...
Oh,
Hi. ADHD,
Hi,
everybody says what?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
No, you were being gay about a chaperone song.
We were just 3 ADHD in a trench coat, really.
Yeah. And if you haven't heard it yet, Give Her by Chaperone, go check it out. It's great. Hope you're all well. We're back. We are now officially setting off after some awkward, some not awkward, some adorable and wholesome, some very direct and literal conversations have been had. And a decent breakfast, or at least one of you had a very good breakfast. We're now back at it. We are out in the wilderness. Phelan seems quite determined, and I imagine you guys will notice that he is making a point of reading this map and trying to help you guys figure out where you're going. So my two little roguey scouts will be aware of this. How are you guys going to be progressing out into this stretch of the wilds? What are you looking for? Is there anything that you're trying to avoid? And are we applying any skills to this?
Iran's definitely going to be tracking this time. I think we're approaching this slightly. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think we're definitely approaching it slightly differently to tracking the main camp, because we knew that it didn't matter so much if they found us.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like we are looking for the scouts, so we kind of, you know, we want them to know that we're coming, but we don't know what danger that they're in, and we're getting closer to this potential entrance
Yeah.
to the deep road. So I think we're going to be a lot more cautious. Maybe Oriana and myself tracking a little bit ahead and kind of like continually relaying info back,
Mm-hmm.
with Phelan on the map and trying to keep us on track. And
Yeah,
Kanar
Phelan.
just being
A
keeping us
badass.
safe.
Oh, badass. Yeah.
A
Hell yeah.
badass.
A boy.
I'm carrying the stuff.
Well, I figure we leave our carts and everything, but anyway.
No, we
You're
just
carrying the
put all our
giant sword
packs
to
on
fuck
Kanar.
people up with. Yeah. For Oriana, I was thinking about honestly stealthing where I think scouts would be. Now, I don't think necessarily that these Orlesians in full plate armor are going to be doing smart things. But
the
mostly looking
Orlesians
for
gasp in shock, flutter their scarves.
Sacre bleu.
4 out of 5 scars fluttered in the wind.
Yeah.
I'm
I
more
think
concerned
she's
about the
looking-
Dalish.
Yeah.
If we see signs of the Orlesian, which I think would be more obvious than the Dalish, then great. But
Yeah. The
Yeah,
main
I think Oriana's looking for signs of the scouts, not necessarily the Orlesian like giant footfalls.
Okay. Do you which skill would you like to apply to that? Because there's a few that would apply, and I'm happy for you to barter the one that you feel that you'd be using right now.
I was gonna use stealth if possible.
Stealth, absolutely.
Okay.
Sneak around, my love.
I mean, I would like to
Sneaky, sneaky.
stealth as well, but I would also like to do tracking. But
Sure.
I want to do it stealthily.
Then you can roll both if you
I
really
definitely did it
roguing
stealthily.
shit.
What?
Hell
High
yeah.
five.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go, rogues.
Rogue for
That's
friendship.
8 stump points between us,
Damn, buddy.
and a total of 41.
Yes, we
Where'd they
are.
go?
We are incredibly
God.
stealthy. I think
Oh,
your
We lost
friends.
them.
Yeah.
Shit.
You're incredibly quiet, and I will say that there's maybe even a couple of moments where it feels like you guys are going to be on the approach of something dangerous up in this way. Maybe it's a big old bear, because those are always like, you don't want to tangle with a bear. You don't have to, for several reasons. Part of it is just it's just going about its daily business. It doesn't need me bothering it. But also
Can I say this? This isn't stealthing. This is just an awkward, embarrassed silence because neither of us want to bring up Marlon. This is
No.
That's what this is.
don't know
Would
what you're talking
immediately
about.
Stop.
No,
Who's
no.
Marlon?
I think even if she sees a bear, I think there's a moment like, "Hey, Phelan, nope, no, don't tell Phelan.
Bear?
Bear will eat us." No, there's definitely a nope. But yes, I think we're stealthing.
Yes.
So that we can find people, but gives a run and a look.
So
like,
stealth.
"Nope."
So you're able to avoid things that would have otherwise been dangerous. And yes, you're going to have that moment of like, we're going to be quiet and pick a sensible path. Let's make sure our sensible path. Fail it.
So sorry. Sorry.
No.
But there's a bear.
And you're able to quietly make your way past things that would otherwise be a little bit of a problem out here. With the tracking, eventually you're going to get to a point where, sure enough, yeah, you are able to see heavy footprints. Now, I mean, it was an incredible roll. They're definitely heavy-footed, and a pair of them. So you reckon this is probably the guys you're following. It's hard to tell from a footprint whether they're wearing things, because yes, a chevalier would wear very heavy plate mail. That does not mean that these guys, because the ones that you saw in camp were not dressed that way. They were not dressed like chevaliers. The mustache kind of gives it away of like, you know,
Yeah.
it's clear where you have come from. But they're heavy enough set that you can really see some pronounced footprints and are able to make a trail for at least where they're going. That seems easy enough. So you're going to be able to follow this trail. I'm assuming, are you trying not to be seen by them as well?
Yeah. Honestly, it's a bit mean, but in Oriana's head, she's like, "I'll hear them first. I'm sure that they're gonna be, bitching." But
That's definitely how we're approaching it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Oriana was looking for like scout tracks.
Yeah,
specifically.
that's my tracking. It's definitely we're happy to follow the Orlesians for now, but I'm definitely looking for any signs of the Dalish.
Yeah.
Which
To
I know
see,
would be a lot
honestly,
harder.
were
It
they
is a
on the
lot
same
harder.
path? Like, did they veer off? Anything like that? Because honestly, she's assuming these relations are bumbling around and they did not do a good job.
I love that
She's
we're
not
coming in with
bitter.
that assumption. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she's not bitter or mad about things now.
Ugh, Orlesians, right? Am I right, ladies?
You
Ugh.
You like it now?
But yes,
there's less. It is harder to see that, and I don't know how much the pair of you have tracked Dalish before, because I don't know that you'd have a reason to try and track them, but certainly, Irana definitely has some awareness of Dalish culture, and typically speaking, the elves that you've encountered are favorable towards you. They are more light-footed intentionally, and they are likely barefoot. Or at
Like
least
Phelan.
have things that are
So am
strapped
I.
on at the bottom. So the straps on at the bottom mean that they are a lot less likely to be leaving tracks, because unless it's really wet mud, you're really not going to see much of their actual footprints, so they are difficult to track. You have a location that you know that they were going to be going towards, so you can continue along this journey, and hope that your legions are heading the same place, and so tracking them is going to help you find the Dalish, perhaps. But pointedly, you're not seeing much, and that's because if they were doing their job right as Dalish scouts, they aren't leaving a trail.
Could there be anything like? Did they harvest anything on their way? Like plants that were
More elf
recently
fruit.
cut? Yeah.
More
Mm.
royal
Or just
elf fruit.
poultice type of things, like, you know. I don't want to totally be nerdy and look at my I have a like thing, but yeah.
Mm. That would be a separate roll.
Okay. Level 3. Level
You're
3.
less so looking for tracks. So it's most likely
Could
just
I
to be
use
within
natural
perception,
law
because
for that kind of thing to see if plants
well,
have been.
because natural lore is like understanding the book knowledge of how plants work, so being able to name and categorize them all. Absolutely, you can do that. In terms of just seeing that plants have been harvested, this is more, it's kind of searching because you're looking for a visual clue that is difficult to find ordinarily.
Yeah.
So it's within perception.
You sure you don't want research? I'm kidding. All right.
Listen, these guys are
It's
hard to
just
find,
cunning.
you know.
Yeah, no.
It's
I don't expect it to go
it's,
well.
yeah, part of their shtick.
Yeah. It's a 13. That's not gonna happen.
That's why Phelan was like, where did the Orlesians go? Because we're not gonna find the Dalish. We're gonna find the Orlesians.
Yeah. If we can find where they ain't doing their job right.
A team is 6 stunt points.
Excellent.
Damn.
Hmm. As you're kind of walking along the trail, because I'm assuming we're not just static while we are doing these, you will notice that, like, off to the side, so not necessarily following a trail, but like off into the wilds, because they're not just going to be walking and picking things at the side of a road. But there is maybe a couple bits where you know it looks like some, like the actual top ends of some mushrooms have been picked, because you're mostly just seeing stalks in one area, and not everyone is going to know that that is the way that it is, but you have enough of an awareness about how these things should look when they're growing properly. So there's that. There's a couple spots where it looks like something has been dug up from the actual ground itself, so you just see like displaced earth and a slight hollow.
Truffles, maybe. Or...
But it's enough to know that, yeah. Now, was it the Dalish doing that, or was it the Orlesians? It's kind of hard to tell that.
Well, because their trail is quite obvious. Would we be able to tell that the Orlesians had or hadn't sort of veered off the track?
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Yeah.
Because we've got their trail.
Yeah, there probably is a couple moments where they have.
Yeah. I think, like, Iranan is, you know, she's confident in the scout's ability to remain undetected and knows it's going to be difficult. I think she just wants some indication that they were definitely alive, you know, and they've got this far.
Signs of life, and
so
yeah.
I think, yeah, she'll probably like squat down near one of these patches of picked mushrooms and kind of indicate it to Oriana, give a kind of hesitant sort of thumbs up kind of thing. I think it's just to like buoy us on and give us like some optimism.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. And that's definitely what you're kind of getting at, is that you can see that things have been getting harvested along this route. You can see that this footprint's going in a very pronounced direction. And and you're fairly confident that this is a direction that recent movement has absolutely been happening. You guys have noticed quite a lot. We've got the footprints, we've got mushrooms, we've got some dug up bits of dirt, so we can definitely see that there is a trail leading us in a fairly straight direction, very due east.
Okay.
For sure. In this, like, where you currently are, like, walking along this forest trail, it's not like you're going to stumble upon the people themselves, but we are very much on track. While we're going, there's going to be moments where you'll have to stop at some point just to kind of have your own, like, a little snacky along the way. And it's if the two of you can roll, I mean, it could just be hearing. I'd allow natural lore for this because it's paying attention to the kind of rhythms of the forest. This notice check.
This is
So if we-
the word.
So if you have none of those skills, which one would you like?
It's perception. It's within the
Okay.
perception. Natural lore is different because it's quite literally having a very specific knowledge of how things should be in an area.
13.
Yeah,
And what certain signs and portents mean. Yeah.
13 with 2 stunt.
Okay. It's quite quiet in this area. 13. Yeah. It's getting progressively quieter the further that you go along. What you're now starting to notice is that what is a fairly, it's not flat, even ground, but it's certainly not mountainous. Just a forest floor mostly, and then you're coming up on a point where you can see a slight rising above the tree line. You're coming to an area that has clearly got some risen ground, and as you pull out of the slightly denser bit of forest, as it clears slightly at the foot of whatever this is, you are going to see hints that what you're approaching is a gorge, and you can hear some trickling water as well. Well, it's more like running water rather than trickling. It's not just a stream.
Looking at the water.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying it's a gorge. So is it like really far down, like can't travel down area?
No, gorge, like you're coming in at the base of. Like I said, it's
Okay,
rising up out of the tree line.
Mhm.
And when you're coming around, you can see that you're coming into an area that has a gorge. Now, we're not talking like absolutely mahusive.
No,
it
but
is
we are.
it's a river gorge. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
We're talking land displacement either by rivers or whatever. So this is a good potentially like cave area.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps one of us should go back and get the others, and one of us stay here.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just thinking they probably, refilled their water skins here. I haven't really seen a lot of places to do that.
Now, at least one of you, because I know I've spoken of a gorge before. I can't remember if this was to the whole group. Mm-hmm.
I think it was that she said that they were supposed to check out the area near the gorge. Am I making this up?
That does ring a bell now.
Marathari told you about the gorge.
Feeling it's the gorge.
It's like
They were supposed to go to the gorge.
found it.
Yeah,
Now,
I think.
If piecing together what you've been told from Marathari about the gorge and that is where she believes it is hidden, it isn't obvious, but that is where she believes the entrance is, and that for our two trackers is going to make sense for why things have gotten a little quieter. Now, it doesn't mean that there has been any movement. There was no blight pouring out of here or anything like that, but anything that connects down that's not officially a tunnel can occasionally have darkspawn activity at certain times. Whether that's happening right now, I don't know if you guys know enough Darkspawn lore to be able to figure that out yourselves, but like as characters.
Probably not.
But like you're thinking, there's clearly something a little off, and we're clearly coming upon an area where we are now going to have to start really doubling down and considering how you're going to approach this.
From the earlier tracking, does it look like the Orlesians found this place as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember the gorges where she said that there might be the words, the entryway that they were looking for.
I think we're very close. Fred thinks we're very close. Okay.
Fred is very
Was it
wise.
marked on the map that Marlon gave us?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and just for the record, is it eerily quiet like it was in Lothering?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just that there's less bird activity. Because normally you hear a bit more of a natural chatter. There's it's quieter. Not completely silent. It's not like it's devoid of life. There's no like bad vibes. It's just that this area is almost an ever so slight dead zone. Like nests and dens and things like that have not necessarily been made in this little spot.
Yeah. We're gonna look at. I'm assuming we're all back together at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at everybody like, well, it's at least worth looking to see if they're here.
Oh, this is the place that they were ordered to search. The Dalish, I mean. They would likely be here. I don't think they would go in.
Can I get a perception check from everybody?
Oh god.
Yes.
I'm not good at this.
Woohoo! I'm rolling.
Damn,
tonight.
Rennick killing it. Today.
10.
10.
Cannot fail her. Like what?
13.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. It's definitely a run-in, and it's in moments where there is a lull in conversation. So your friends are talking, and you.
Can I, before
hear-
you describe it, can I say I think actually as they've all caught up and they're discussing, I'm perhaps like doing that slightly distracted, kind of just wandering up the gorge just like a little bit further, so maybe I'm away from their voices.
Mm-hmm. Sure. You can hear. It's just a little, like, to the left of where you are. You can hear sounds that definitely sound like a person or people are making them. It is not an animal call. There's some. It's a little muffled, and then there's one sound that sounds a little sharp. Not like sharp, like metal, but like a sharp kind of sound coming from someone. Just a little to your left.
I think while the others are talking, I don't
Mm-hmm.
communicate to them, but they would probably all see I sort of unshoulder my longbow and just put one hand to like an arrow tip at my hip.
Mm-hmm.
Tip quiver, and then we'll kind of like look to them to see if they've noticed me and just like nod in the direction.
Everybody.
Unhooks her shield and moves closer.
Prepares. Whole staff tighter. That was all I can do.
I think I'll look at Kanala and Phelan and just keep talking a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Don't go
I'm
too
going
far.
to. Yeah, no, I won't. I'm going to attempt to just kind of stealth away from the conversation
Mm-hmm.
and start just gonna move a direction that Arena's not. Just pincer set up at least.
We'll do our like pincer movement either side of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
And just try to listen for if they stop talking or stop making noise,
Okay.
because we're probably seen. No.
You start to move, and you're paying attention to like all sides, just splayed enough with each other so that you're catching a full periphery. As you move towards the sound, you become aware that the sound is coming from an area that is there's no cover or shelter or anything like that, but you can't see anyone. And the closer you get, you realize there is a it's not huge. It's maybe like 7 to 8 feet long and just a little wide. There's sounds coming from below.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's reverberating up.
So you're hearing the slightest of echo to it, and the closer you get, that sharp sound is the sound of pain.
Shit. If I stealth to like the edge of this and just look over,
Same. Yeah. I'm with you.
can we see who it is, or can at least tell if it's like an Norwegian voice? Being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
You can take a little.
You know, smack me in the face with your tail. It's me.
Okay.
You know, just hit me.
Yeah. The prejudice is okay when it's Norwegian, everybody. So, you listen in, and you will be able to tell very quickly that this is not the Orlesians, because the muffled speaking is very much like hushed tones, so you're not able to fully make out what is being said, but it is not trade tongue. They are speaking Elven.
I'm gonna beckon Phelan. Well, Phelan and Kanar, but specifically like for
Stutter forward.
I'm going to pass you. You may have some anyway, but like a little roll of rope, so that whatever you say to them, you can also indicate that you might be able to help them.
Oh, yes. Is she telling him like, hey, there's Elven voices?
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
I think we're still trying to be really, really quiet. So as you get near, it's kind of like, you know, finger to lips kind of thing, but like indicating so that you can hear and hopefully.
Yeah, just kind of
Yeah.
like lean over and
Okay.
listen.
Yeah, he'll take a moment to listen. Can he make out what they're saying?
You'll have to really listen in, because what they're saying is quiet, and it seems like there's enough of a distance that there's also a proximity issue at being able to hear them.
Okay. Okay.
But if you listen carefully enough, there seems to be the words that you're able to pick out and just context fill it in is have to stay quiet. It's not safe here. And then the other voice saying, well, we're not going to be able to move. We can't move him.
Okay. I think
it's like you're able to
yeah.
pick out simple words, and you're like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it.
I get the context.
Can I
but
ask a quick question? Is there any evidence of how they got down there? There isn't a rope already in position or anything like that.
You can have a look around. Not necessarily. There's no rope here, but you do see, fresh enough that it's been a few days. You know, you can see that there is a stretch of the rock that looks like it has been like broken off and removed, because you're seeing fresh soil, and a stretch of rock that normally would have had some overgrowth. And like at the tail end of it, you can see that the overgrowth has really gone over. This, whatever scar this had been, was probably quite covered when they passed over here. It could just be that they fell in.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. Okay.
So it's not like there has been physical efforts to climb down. You're not seeing any ropes tied to anything or packs that are left up here, but you can see sign that something has crumbled on the like other side from where you guys are.
I'll quickly look at everyone and just sort of whisper, oh, are we okay to let Phelan let them know we're here?
Yeah.
I can scout real quick and just make sure we're alone.
Please. Just I don't want to alert other people. There's a reason they're being quiet. Someone's hurt, and I think Phelan will get closer to the edge. But as he is walking towards, he'll get down on the ground. And he'll look over the edge and try to see if he can spot them.
No. All you see is dark, like
Yeah.
very pointed darkness.
Okay. So I think he will then. What he'll do. I'd like to think that there's kind of like a little whistling rhythm, like a quick two-tone rhythm that
Mm.
maybe a lot of Dalish parents used to call their children.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to be common, especially
yeah.
for like alerting. So it's like it's time for food, or like to get people's attention that it's time to come back
Yeah.
to camp without
Screaming.
alerting the whole
Yeah.
forest. Yep.
You do the famous
s-
drum beat from a Dalish soap opera, you know.
Exactly. I can't whistle, so I'm not gonna be able to do it. But he will, noticing that he can't see anything, he will do that little two-tone whistle,
Mm-hmm.
and wait for a response.
It'll take a minute. You can hear it echoing
Yeah.
all the way down. Whatever's down there is like a fairly sizable space beneath. It's not like it's a short, shallow thing. So you hear that echo, and then there's quiet with the whispers.
Yeah.
And then there's like quiet muttering that you can kind of you're
Yeah.
aware that there's something going on down there. You're like,
Yeah.
it's draining. And
Yeah.
then the whistle will get returned.
Yeah. He will quickly. There's a bit of a smile, but he will open with, "Anethara, Shani, Milo. It's Phelan."
You're gonna have to raise your voice, you reckon, to get all the way down there. Are you okay doing that?
Before we let Phelan do that, I
Mhm.
think Oriana's like, nope, and like covers his mouth real quick, and just like, just 1 second, okay? At least we know it's them. And then I'm gonna go stealth just around to make sure we're not being watched and or listened to, and that we're
Sure.
the only ones here.
Yeah.
At least that's my intent.
Yeah.
There's a frustration to Phelan, but he will do
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can quietly start moving around, and you don't get the impression that anyone else is here. But what you're going to see as you kind of go around is it's not immediately obvious when you can see the sort of gorge, and then there's the water running here. And as you curve up a little closer to where the waterfall is at the back end of this gorge, you see to the side of you, and it looks like it's just naturally part of the rock, so you really have to be inside the gorge to notice it. There is an opening, and it's a little harder. How close would you approach that opening if you saw it? Before I give you details.
As long as no one's around her, she would probably get kind of close. Especially if the Orlesians are thinking that they can just go in there.
Yeah, you can creep a little closer, and although there is definitely some natural growth and like reclaiming of this area, you see that sort of very geometric shape at the top end of it that lets you know that that is some type of dwarven doorway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as quickly but quietly as she can, get back to Phelan. And then, Phelan, sorry. I just want to make sure not the wrong people are here. I didn't see anybody. Yeah, go ahead.
You will have seen those heavy footprints going into that doorway.
Okay.
That's
So
their
the
problem,
Orlesians
not
went
mine.
underground. Yeah. I think
Like
we
we've just decided these Orlesians are assholes, and you
well,
don't know
Oriana is
them at all.
absolutely biased.
So
okay,
funny.
she has
Yeah,
problems.
I
with
understand.
It.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
They
just
could be
I love
really
that
nice people.
you
They
know
are
when
not
you're
my
People that
main
went
concern.
to rescue these scouts are
Yeah.
terrible.
I know. It's when you're ride or die so much that when a person has beef with a whole nation, you're like, you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, you're right.
The
I think the
thing
joke really
is,
was like them being scout, like clumping around in
Yeah.
armor, being scouts. That was the sort of.
Yeah.
They went to
They
scout
don't
for
appear
these
to have been wearing a
people.
lot of armor.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
went into the dwarven door and not the people. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Phelan.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Oriana will come back and just tell everybody like, I didn't see anybody else. It looks like the Orlesians, they did go into the opening of the tunnel. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Phelan. I just
What
you know.
Yeah. He's just frustrated at the Orlesians, honestly. Can't even do their job right.
They've only been gone a day. Well, 2 days now.
And we found them in 1 day. I don't know what they want anyway.
Mhm.
He's gonna call out he's gonna call out Shani's name
Mhm.
a little louder this time. And then Milo's and then Lou's.
Yeah.
And then repeat again, it's me, Phelan.
Okay. Eventually you will hear a voice that sounds like Shani's. What are you doing up there?
We're looking for you.
What are you doing down there?
What are you doing down there?
Well,
You fell, didn't you?
yeah, well, one of us did. And the other, I went to try and, like, stop him from falling, and it ended up pulling me into, and now we're all,
Was it Milo?
uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be mean, it's real bad.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's a really big fall.
Okay.
How far
And
down?
it slopes a little bit, because you can hear that they're,
How?
it's not like they're directly below you, like you
Yeah.
could see them. I mean, you could always let a torch and drop it down and see what
Yeah,
happens,
nah.
you know?
How?
We're burning! No.
Ah!
I think Arana will start trying to secure the rope somewhere because even
Yeah.
if it's not going to drop directly down, it'll help us as a climbing aid if we sort
How
of.
far down are you guys?
I don't even know. I felt like we were falling for ages. It's, I mean, maybe
Okay.
like 200, 300 feet. It's real bad.
Oh my.
Okay.
We kind of landed on
Whoa.
something and then skidded, and there was, it's real bad, guys. I wouldn't if I were you.
We have
How much
to.
rope you got, Aaron?
Not enough.
Not that. I've got
Um,
Okay.
a sixth of that.
That's probably it's probably like 50. The general is 50 foot of rope.
We had someone, right. There were some people that heard that we were down there. They've gone to try and find a different entrance.
If this is the slide entrance, you just have to make it to the end of this level
Yeah.
and you'll find a way out.
Yeah. Were they or Legion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were they cool, or like did they seem like terrible?
They were assholes, right?
Please confirm our bias. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they seemed alright. I
Okay,
guess it's really hard to tell.
if I can make it down
Pass
there,
money to Ganar.
I can heal you guys.
If you try to come down here and you break both your legs as well, Phelan, then none of us
I
are
will-
getting out.
I will heal my legs.
You. I don't know that we're gonna be able to get back up out this way. We're gonna have to try and find another way around anyway.
Yeah, but I have to make sure Milo's alright.
Okay.
It's a long way down, Phelan. I have
Yeah.
to agree with them on this.
What other way is there? I'm not
Would it
gonna
be-
leave them down there. And we
No,
can't
no.
move Milo from that fall. He has to be healed down there.
Or maybe
That's
the
cool.
Orlesians have got it right and we have to enter through the door and see if we can work our way around to them.
This might be a stupid question. Do you remember what kind of surfaces you were skidding down? Is it like rock, like hard, rough rock?
My
Yeah,
friend's
it'd
a
be like-
dwarf.
Oh,
Hand
hi.
and footholds? Hello. Is
Yeah,
it
no,
climbable?
real jagged. I don't know, cause like it's that weird columns, like
The basalt columns.
yeah. So you
Like
know, you
stalactites?
you can climb over them to a certain point, and then it's like, oh, that's a 50-foot drop.
Oh, that would really
Right.
get you coccyx.
It's real bad. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
There has
I'm a
to
pretty
be a
good
way
climber,
down
but-
there.
but
Y'all, hold on. Is it worth just trying to get the Dalish to help us?
how?
What?
Not the ones in the hole. The ones back at Camp Marathori and them.
That's a few days away, though, right? And if he's got a
Two-
really
It's
bad
2
injury,
days away.
2 maybe. I'm just
Well,
saying.
And then
if,
back.
if I can get down there at least, I have supplies. I can make sure that they're stable, and maybe you guys can go and get the Dalish.
I'm gonna leave
I'm
you
not
down
leaving you
here.
alone
Yeah,
in the
like,
deep roads.
I won't.
Then
be
are we gonna
alone,
just
and I'm
shove you
not
in a
gonna-
hole?
How are you gonna get down there?
I just
I'll
I'm
figure it
wondering if
out.
there's a way to get word to them because they're gonna have better equipment. I don't know. Just it's a
I
thought.
think if his injury is
Prove
that
what my-
bad, it's not going to last 4 days.
Exactly.
We gotta do it.
I have
mean,
to
I
go
could-
down there.
I could try to climb down there with you on my back, Phelan. I'm pretty strong.
For
It
200
seems
feet.
risky. It seems risky. Hey, they survived the fall, you know. If I get at least halfway there,
And
it'll.
then we'll have
I
another
don't know.
injured person down there without a healer to worry about.
Well, that's why you're on my back.
Oh, so then
Like
you
a
fall on the
backpack.
healer, and then I die, and then they have no
I'll
healer. I
fall.
got it.
I'll twist around. I'll fall face first.
Okay. Well, point being,
Not the face.
let's just. Me and my friends are going to look around and see if there's an easier way to get down there. Okay.
Okay.
For now, I'm not gonna throw a potion down there. There's no way for me to get it down there, without it breaking.
Sure. Yep. Whatever you think is best.
Oriana, did you see any other way to get down there that might have been an easier way to climb down?
I'm gonna assume probably not. But also, I was gonna look at the map because Marlon may
It's a
have
really
had some
detailed map.
ingenuity.
It's
yeah,
a very
exactly.
detailed
like-
map. He's very good with his
No.
hands.
It's on the map. It's got little injured elves. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
right
it's
on.
got like a secret entrance
Little dotted
here.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Part of
Um,
it's
but just in
blacked out
case.
because we haven't been there yet. Actually, I don't know how he does it.
My map's not updated. But yeah, just seeing if he marked any other kind of, landmark or something around here that may
Mhm.
indicate we can get in there.
hmm.
Never know. He might have stumbled upon something very wonderful.
Not
'Cause
necessarily
he's
because
great.
well, he's not been here yet. They sent people out to come looking for this area, but have not yet got this far. So yeah, if you can see that they have he's drawn in that he knows that there's a gorge in this area, and that is where he suspects this to be, and it corroborates with what Marathari said. So you're definitely in the right area for where they were hoping to find some type of entrance to the deep roads, which is a very sensible thing to do, you know. Yeah,
I'm
it's a case of I will say that there's not necessarily a right or a wrong answer here about how you guys want to approach this.
So here's what I'm
I
thinking.
throw myself
Oriana
No.
is no. Oriana, like, she's learned it a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm kind of curious if there's any way, research wise, would she know kind of like just how gorges work? You know what I mean? Like how they're formed.
Mhm.
So is there some kind of structure to it that
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not even going to make you roll for that because you'll have studied the basics of
Yeah.
geography. The river is a big part of what is going on here, and it is there's clearly a stretch of ground here that the river has been slowly making its way and eating its way through. There's sections. There's not an awful lot of it up here, but you can see evidence up near where the waterfall is, of that basaltic column, and if you, from what they're saying, there is also some underground here.
Okay.
Now, the tricky thing that you have here when it's got an entrance to the deep roads is that you're going to have natural structures that are so like this waterfall has clearly, it's a natural process that is going on in this river, but there's also work going on to dig underneath here. So there's some structural compromise clearly where this area is, because this is not like an intentional hole that's been put here for a purpose. Something has caused this in some way. So yeah, if it's, by the sounds of things, it would be a dangerous way down, but clearly not impossible and survivable because none of the three of them have died doing it. Equally, your legions have gone there. We're going to go through that door and see if we can find an official way down. And maybe there's just something that we have to like unblock to try and get through to the direction where they are. So both are options.
Your legions are already doing the door option, so we should do the other
Yeah.
option.
sort of what I'm thinking. I have an idea, which is you said there was a lot of like reclaimed, like the vegetation trying to like reclaim the
Yeah.
area,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. Are there enough like roots and sturdy vines and that sort of thing where we could
where I was
braid
going.
together more rope so that we
Yeah.
could get further than 50
Mhm.
feet worth of wiggle room?
Yeah.
Or can we just hack loads of it down and just slide down with it in front of us like a
Just
huge
create some
dodgem?
padding.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
Okay.
padding to that.
So I'm going to build a
I'm-
parachute.
Yeah. I'm down
Kana's
to
gonna-
climb with everything. We are gonna and our way through a solution to this particular predicament. So if we want to try and use some natural vegetation and find something that is hopefully sturdy enough,
I like
and a
that
few
idea.
of you are gonna have rope, so you can always just do that
Yeah.
age-old classic of let's tie a few things all together. Now it is just a
Yeah.
bit of rope, so finding
Yeah.
something sturdy. Well, we know that there's some basalt columns here, so if you can find one that's pronounced enough
That we
from
can-
the columns that are around it,
Yeah.
you'll be able to tie around that.
Yeah.
Who here do you think is best at tying knots?
I mean,
I'll say honestly, all
Uh-huh.
4 of us have some kind of background in it.
yeah, very, very
Different
different
ones.
reasons. Yeah.
'Cause
Ariana's
Oriana
like, I'm
grew-
kinky. Phelan, I'm a Boy Scout.
and Oriana's like, I grew up in a port town.
At the
so...
port town, yeah.
Yeah.
And a blacksmith. Listen, we're
I'm
all
a working professional.
yeah.
Hey,
Same.
so was our old
And
enough.
I'm kinky.
So,
So yes.
I love y'all. Hmm. So, yeah, if we're wanting to just find some natural things, use the rope that we currently have, and rig up a way of getting down this as safely as possible, you absolutely can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crafting.
Yeah.
I can do this. Don't quote me on that.
I think Oriana honestly is incredibly reserved about this idea. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. This
Um,
is yeah.
And she's not super strong, but I think she would probably either try to go last or at least just try to hold these ropes, making sure
We
not
should- we
hold
should
them
not-
because she's not that heavy. But
Not all of
Yeah.
us should go down there.
I think
Yeah.
I think a scout and Phelan should either myself and Phelan or Oriana and Phelan. So we've got a rogue up and a rogue
Mhm.
down.
yeah, I would feel a lot
Okay.
better if I could watch y'all. Make sure you can find a way back up. It makes me
Rhiannon, you're
nervous
with
just to
me
tie
then.
this off.
Okay.
You two
And I'll
need
hold the
to-
rope.
Yes.
I'll,
And Oriana,
in case
you
it-
scout. Make
Yeah,
sure
we'll
that
make
we stay
sure.
safe.
alright,
Make sure it doesn't break.
Now,
I'm trying to make-
the getting down there is one thing. When you get down there, there are 3 other people, one of whom it sounds like has broken both of his legs. So, getting back up again from this route may not be an option. You guys may then be using alternative routes.
Oh yeah.
At least there's a risk of that.
Yeah. I can
Well-
heal broken bones. If he can walk on it after, that's an entirely different thing.
I'm gonna go break some splints
Mhm,
for Phelan to take with him.
mhm.
Just some, flatter plank style twigs if I can find it, and then give her my cloak. Give Phelan my cloak as well, just if you need it. It's extra wrappings.
Thank you.
Yeah, and honestly, Kana and I are probably best to try to go the alternate route if we need to.
Yeah, if we need.
Yeah,
if
I
we-
think
Can get them up,
Yes.
If we can get enough rope together, I can try to just
We've been
pull.
talking
If we can
and
tie it around him, I
tying,
can
yeah.
pull him up. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, could we do like a pulley system? Put him on a little like wood plank thing. Sit,
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
We
tie
can
him into a
try.
stretcher
figure it
kind
out.
of thing, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
If
figure
you
it
two
out.
can stay up here at least until we're down, and if we have to work
Right.
our way different routes, we can
Okay.
do
Um,
that.
Figure it out from there. Yeah.
Phelan's at the edge holding the rope. I'm ready.
Yeah, but before they leave, I think Oriana hugs both of them, just real tight.
Yeah,
Here
big
we
hug
go.
back.
Be careful.
It'll be
If you-
fine.
If you need us, I will jump down there.
Okay.
I know you will.
Okay.
I don't like this. Okay. Like as they're going, I think she says to Kana, like, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
But out of earshot of them. They're all
Yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, this is going to be a group task of getting you guys down. I do like to do the way the system works with it.
Can I use seduction?
Ha!
Rope.
For the rope time.
I mean, we seducing. Hey, Rock. I mean, there are titans down there, right? Okay, so basically, you guys call out skills you want to apply. It's preferable that you're not using the same as other people, so like diversify a little bit of what you're contributing to try and achieve this. The way that they work is that I'm going to have a target number that we're trying to achieve. Yeah. I'll give bonuses to the number that we're trying to achieve with stump points as well.
I'm not good at much other than magic and willpower, so this is gonna be interesting.
Is your dexterity okay
dexterity
though? Like
bar?
if you do the
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's okay.
if you do the lead climbing, I'm wondering, Emma, if I can argue
I was
like the
thinking-
communication between the two teams. Like
Yeah,
this
just
needs
like
to go
I
over
say,
there, and yeah.
it's
Yeah.
we're calling out whatever we want to throw
Okay.
into it and
Um,
finding a way of justifying how it would help
yeah.
people get down.
I'll
so
go
yeah,
with communication then. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be the intermediary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna argue dexterity in a way of like using his body weight and feet to lower himself down gently. Because I feel like definitely climbing up strength is a lot more needed, but with
Mhm.
dexterity, while obviously he still needs to hold on to the rope, it's about maneuvering the rocks and the columns, and just trying to not just bounce off the stone wall and smack himself in the face.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think for Oriana, I actually would like to do research and cunning, using leverage and fulcrums to make sure that we're not going to snap anything. You know,
Just using a bit of
Where to
maths and
hold the rope.
physics, basically.
yeah,
You're kind
Yeah,
of prepping
essentially.
the stuff
Math
to start
lady.
with, yeah.
yeah,
I was-
just making
I
sure
was
that
torn-
they're good to go. Go ahead.
I was torn between engineering and just raw strength, and I think to just try to cover a different base from Oriana, and because it's one more, I'm gonna do raw strength.
Do it.
Okay. All right, so make your rolls, everybody. We'll see how we're doing.
17.
Nice.
13.
Level 3. Level.
I rolled
Ooh,
so bad.
That's
Yeah, but you got
not
5 stump
bad.
points.
17,
do
14,
have
13,
5
16.
stump
5 stump
points.
points, yeah.
Beautiful. Look at you go. Yeah, you guys do an absolutely incredible job. So,
There's a stump point each and one for Milo.
poor Milo. Okay. So, oh, classic
Wants to prove
Milo.
himself.
Listen.
Bless you, Milo.
You are able to get the system going. You're pretty confident that this is not going to snap or break under any kind of tension. The thing that you guys can't account for is what you were warned about, which is that it's not like a straight drop down. It is a drop, and then it starts to drop and curve its way underground. So there is a moment where, and I won't go into detail because some of us don't like claustrophobia, but there's a moment where it's very tight actually in trying to get your way down. Just because you can't predict the exact part of this 8 feet of where they came down. So you get to a section, it's a little tight, and then you have to shuffle to the side to find the area that was wider that clearly they fell into. There's moments where it is a bit of a sheer drop down, so you have to just then brace for it and slowly start to guide your way. It takes a while. Eventually you're going to start to see a bit of a glow of light, which makes you a little hopeful. Eventually, Phelan, did you say you were going down first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you are able to come out. Eventually, you're gonna come to a point where it's a bit of a drop, but you can see at the bottom of this drop is where they are. And while injury would be sustained going down this, there's a couple moments where you're probably gonna injure yourself, but this last drop is the furthest down, and this is probably the moment at which, when you actually do that big last fall, is where he probably broke the legs. So you slowly start to lower yourselves. There's a moment where like there's not enough, or this is a really quite a steep, so there's enough where you may hurt yourself, not injured to the point of taking away like health, but it's gonna hurt to let that go and then just try to brace for. Don't do the superhero landing; it's terrible on your knees. But like brace to like soften your knees a little to try and land on them.
Yeah.
You'll see that the other two come to essentially they want to be underneath you and they're gonna like hold each other's arms to create a little bit of a moment to try and catch you guys as you land. So is yourself and who else is going down with you?
It's me.
Okay. So you guys are caught eventually. It's a little ungraceful and probably several of you get a little hurt in the process. Again, not enough to be taken away health, but it's you didn't break any legs, so that's good.
Yeah.
And you can see 3 elves who look a little rough. There's quite a number of injuries. You can see Milo, who has like the shock of dark hair, and the other 2 are there. Even they have injuries, but they're able to like be on their feet. There is a small attempt that they've done at having some fire with it looks like a couple torches that they maybe had. The problem is there's no wood down here to like keep
I wanted to say that I've specifically brought like one of my pots and like a little bit of water, so I might start making like a small fire by the entrance and heating some water while Phelan gets on with like cleaning them. So I'll just start boiling some water.
Yeah. Phelan, I think, immediately just gives Shani a hug.
She's gonna give you a hug as well, and there's even like she's clearly trying to like keep herself together and handle this situation, but she looks a little teary-eyed.
It's okay.
How...
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, we've done a little bit of scouting further into this area, but we haven't gone too far because we can't just leave him here.
Of course. No, Shani, you did the right thing. Okay? And turns to Lou. I don't know you, but hi.
Hey. Lou is a male Dalish elf. You like you said you've not seen him. He's about your age. You and Milo, and yeah, he's also sustained some injuries, but seems friendly. Also grateful to have you here. You can see that Milo is on the ground, and they've done their best to like make him comfortable with what there is down here and what they had with them. He appears to be like not like fully napping, but like when you're in a level of pain where he's just
you're
like
just in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Phelan will walk.
If
I lay here. Phelan will walk towards him and just kind of sit down, like kneel next to him, take his little overshirt off, kind of bundle it up, put it under his head, and just like, hey Milo.
Hey, what?
Hey, it's Phelan. I don't know if you remember me.
Like on a good day, probably. When he's not in less pain, he might. At the moment, he's just like, oh, whatever.
He's like, it's a really common name.
Yeah, it's a really common
like,
name. I know about 4
4
Phelans. Which one are you?
I'm sorry. We knew each other, and he's like looking him over when we were kids as he's talking.
Yeah.
What's the report? What's the medical report?
Nasty breaks. Healing at the moment, with enough healing you're gonna be able to start some repairs. You're also just apply the fact that you have like field healing as well, because this is more like an actual how to like fully tend to it. You don't have everything that you would need to fully see to this, but you've got the things like was said to at least try to splint this. And some of the worst of the injury, and there's also just like a soothing effect to the way that magic works. I like to think that magic in this world has that sort of like aloe vera smell to it.
It's minty, it's fresh. It's So,
So fresh and so clean. Uh-huh.
Exactly. I think he will just be like, "Oh, okay," just looking at the injuries.
Yeah,
Not what
so
you want to
you-
hear from your doctor.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Okay.
I haven't seen this
Short
before.
dishwasher.
So you reckon that
I'm just going to
with-
make an incision here and remove that
I
leg.
I got an MRI scan with my knee
Bury
after
it with some gooseberries.
because I've had like 3 surgeries on my left leg, and after the first MRI scan where they want to figure out, my doctor said that's the most interesting MRI scan I've ever seen, and I was like,
I don't want to hear
that.
that.
That's not what I want to
Yeah.
hear. Yeah, I was like, okay.
When you hear doctors look at your files, it's like, interesting. You're like, oh,
I've not seen this before. So you reckon that healing is going to get him
Yeah.
comfortable,
Yeah.
and
Um,
you're going to be able to start that process. He's going to be able
Yeah.
to be a little bit more with it,
Yeah.
and you can get some pain relief. He's not going to be up and walking around.
No.
Uh,
What he's trying to do is, if there's bones that need to be set,
Yeah.
he will set them.
Yep.
But well, first of all, he'll take what probably one of his. He probably has like a few like dangly belts made out of leather, and we'll put it in Milo's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, here, just literally what he says is hold this and puts it in his mouth.
I'm gonna maybe help this slightly by saying, so one of the thing that Aranan is doing is that making fire,
Yes.
boiling some water, and she's steeping some like restorative herbs that they're not
Yeah.
healing in any way whatsoever, but like I don't know what their water supply is down here, but they've been underground,
Yeah.
then they're going to be like parched if nothing
They
else.
don't have. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no
But
really a water
maybe the
supply there.
herbs have got like a slight. She's got something like
Yeah.
a slight numbing kind of
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I think you
So-
go down and you're thinking, I want to heat some more, and there's gonna be some healing, and then like the more that you kind of like see and hear from Phelan, you're like, I actually have some things that we
Yes,
might
I mean,
need.
I'm just going to
Maybe
dump a
I'll make
shitload of
quick
opium in here.
poultice,
It's
Yeah,
fine.
you know
fantasy
what?
Vicodin, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna help make the pain go away for a little
Yeah,
while at least. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna set the bones because he's like, if I heal this, it's gonna heal real bad.
Yeah.
And hold this, puts leather into mouth, sets bones. And then I don't know if you want me to roll for that, but please don't make me roll for that.
I will kind of cradle Milo while you deal with it and
Yeah.
make sure he looks at
Yeah.
me.
I mean, I
kind of
have
like-
healing. I have
Yeah,
healing.
yeah,
if you
yeah.
want me
It
to
is
But
roll.
you're gonna-
healing.
Yeah.
You
No, yeah,
are
yeah.
going to be rolling a healing, but I'm going to allow you to add a +2 with the assistance of Aranin, and also I imagine the others are going to come over to help hold him down.
Yeah.
Uh,
17 with a +2.
Nice. Okay,
Okay.
that's enough. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not going to be
Yeah.
comfortable, but you're like, I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing with like setting a bone. So
Yeah.
you do so.
And he's setting bone and quickly pouring healing magic into it
Okay.
to try
yeah.
and reduce how long he's feeling that.
Yeah.
pain. Yeah.
Okay.
I-
Uh-huh.
do
Great.
yeah.
No, you're fine. That
Okay.
that first roll is enough to kind
Yeah.
of complete that task. Yeah, you're confident that you've been able to assist. You have
Yeah.
allowed those bones to make sure that they're going to heal properly.
Just blinking them now.
Yeah.
real quick.
We've got some things that are going to help with some
Yeah.
numbing effects.
Yeah.
You're pretty confident that you've been able to help tend to the first aid aspect of this for sure. The
Mhm.
pair of you. So those of you who are upstairs, what are you doing?
Dressing.
Being
nervous.
nervous.
I think once the two of them dropped down that last little bit, I think Kana was holding on, like helping lower them down on the rope, and I think she could feel they
Yeah.
didn't call out, "I'm letting go," like there's not
Yeah.
enough rope, but there is suddenly there's
Less
no
pressure on
tension,
it.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
a slight there's a gap in time between that and a landing. It's like we can put 2 and 2 together there.
That sounded like a
Um,
big drop. Yeah.
And just like looks to Oriana and says, "Rope wasn't long enough. They're down there, but
I didn't hear any screaming, so they
And
probably
you just
made
hear
it
like,
okay.
yeah."
Yeah, it sounds like they're fine.
I
Yeah,
think I
well,
would have shouted. I was on communication. I probably like would have.
Mhm.
We're down because we
Yeah, yeah.
established that we could communicate the whole length of it. Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
down. Oh no.
No.
It's all you.
This looks bad. It'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we tie it off and just guard it or
Head down ourselves.
I don't know. Should we leave this here and cover it, or do we cut it?
I don't want to. I don't think I can make it down without without it. I mean, I could try.
No, I just mean if we wait here and try to help them out of it, we stay here. But if we are trying to find a way, in fact, I think Oriana will even kind of like crawl over to it.
Mhm.
Do you, and talking to Oriana, do you think you're gonna try to come back up this way? Can they travel?
Yeah, so that's probably while Aranan's boiling the water, so she's still sort
Yeah.
of near that entrance. I think looking around and judge. I think like halfway down, Aranan was already like, "We're not getting back up here.
Hmm.
This isn't happening." So I think there's a brief pause, but she's like, "We're gonna have to find another way around, Oriana. This could take a while. Try and find us if you can."
Okay. Okay. And then she's actually going to. She's going to tell you she's going to do it, but she's going to chuck her water skin down at you guys.
There's no water
Incoming!
left
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Yeah,
It's broken,
We'll
actually.
cut some supplies, just
Mhm.
little
Yeah.
supplies down to them, and we're gonna take the rope then, and we'll try to find our way back. Okay,
Okay.
it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Phelan is
Well, it's not like y'all
now-
can get to it. so-
Yeah.
And as she's actually pulling the rope, or tells Kana this, of course, I'm sure you heard part of it, but
Mhm.
pulling the rope and just, hey, Kana,
Yeah.
sorry I threatened your ex-husband. He deserved it. At least I thought so.
I'm not at all mad about it.
Okay. I also threatened Bertrand.
Bertrand.
Yeah, he deserved
What?
it too.
I mean, he told us where to go.
He immediately tried to say that he had nothing to do with it. And covered his own ass instead of giving a shit about your family.
Can't say I'm entirely surprised.
No. But I don't think he should be surprised when things come back at him. And she's just like
Wow.
gently pulling up this rope, just not looking at Kana. I'm so sorry.
You know, for such a skittish girl, you love playing with fire, don't you?
It's how I deal with my anger. It's just gently pulling it.
Righteous
You know.
anger.
And your anger towards the fights that matter is one of the best things you can do with it. So
Yeah. And I don't think it's fair that people just get to go, not my problem. And they're the ones that
Right.
made it.
yeah.
Yeah. And she'll actually look at you at this point and I'm sorry. I thought it was the right thing to do.
I think it might have been. I
Well,
appreciate you having my back and Rainey's back.
yeah, always.
Kind of you.
And if either of them try to come back at you, I'll clean it up.
Yeah. You know where a dwarf kidney is?
We can find one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad to know you have my back so thoroughly. He's like looking off towards the door.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe, like, I know I'm giving them shit, but chevaliers can fight well. So, if we do find them, They can help us out.
We
I got
got
this.
this. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll give her like just the pat on the shoulder. Like, yeah, we got this.
Yeah, so you guys are heading off towards the doorway.
Mhm.
Hmm. It's-
Shakily, but yes.
No, it is it's seems to be an official door. It is not like well used, currently used. A lot of there was once a proper big dwarven kingdom, for those who don't know. All underground, connecting cities, huge cities with roads that spanned as far underneath the ground as there is above the ground between all of the connecting continents. And over the years, over the many hundreds of years, and certainly because of the blights, a lot of these, they call them tags, got abandoned and closed off, and certain passageways were blocked over to avoid the sort of oncoming surge of blights from years past. And so there's very few of these big cities left, and Orzammar is actually one of the last like big ones. But there are little pockets of smaller tags that have either been abandoned or roads that you can get down into. And for some people, they go down to plunder some good treasure if you find somewhere that was abandoned, and maybe there's going to be some good getting, you know. There's also a lot of danger down there, typically. But this road, it's a doorway that leads to a set of stairs, and then another door that appears to be, it's being closed, but it's not locked, so you're able to go and actually like push it open. Judging by the way this, like, just the general dirt on the ground seems to be moved, it has been opened fairly recently. That's not a surprise to you. Eventually you get down a little further, and there's another door you can go through, and then it opens up to it's not a full road, it's more like a long corridor that starts to curve off, just using general internal geography. It's like you've gone into the side of this gorge and you're going down and out underneath the waterfall itself, so it's like going towards the current waterfall. And not really a surprise to Kana. It's up to you if it's a surprise to Oriana or not. She is quite well cultured, at least, even if it's not like fully well traveled. There is light here, and it is natural light because the dwarves were very clever in utilizing runes and or lava and like natural heating to create this light that just would always maintain itself through something that is like a natural process, essentially. And so you don't have to worry about not being able to see down here and how dark it is. You're not necessarily going to need torches until you get to a proper like natural cave part. But yeah, you're going to be able to go on this trail. Oriana, if you want to just do me one little, just a quick, it's essentially it's tracking, but it could be anything within your perception wheelhouse if you feel you want to apply for following any footprints you might be able to see.
I wish. I have no perception
That's okay.
focuses, but I'll do perception. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It was bad. 10.
Okay. Yeah,
a
it's hard to
shit.
tell. Now that you're onto like properly like hewn stone, it's a little harder to track footprints down here. So you guys are like, well, we're just gonna have to keep trucking and hope we find these people and hopefully find a route back.
I use my cunning and engineering skills to try to like triangulate in 3D
When you're
space.
absolutely, it's going to be able to apply, and just you have what's essentially like a stone sense down here. All dwarves do have it. We'll see what interesting things that might involve being down here.
Next time.
Well, what I am
Dragon
going to
Age
say is we've split the party, both of whom are with other people, which is very interesting to me. So we'll see how we decide to do next week, whether we keep chopping and changing or we just do one group in one half and one group in the other half. What I am going to say, because we still have 5 minutes to go, is we are going to level up, everybody.
Level 4!
Level 4.
Now, I'm going to talk you guys through a little bit of this so that those at home who are maybe like, I've always wanted to play in a Dragon Age game. When you level up, there's a couple things. You get to roll a d6 and add your constitution for more health.
Or if you're
Um,
like me,
Phelan.
you roll 0.
Well,
rolled
that
one.
certainly happened last time. However, Phelan, you also do that roll for magic. You roll a d6 and you add your magic for your mana. There is going to be things in your class that you do specifically this level. You can have a look at that before next week. But the thing that we can all do is, because it's an even number, Dragon Age has things that are your primary skills. These are the 3 things that I'm very good at, and then their secondary skills.
Guys, I got 4 hit points.
Excuse me.
Whoa!
I've only
Let's
got
go.
1
Right, a
hit
cat
point.
decided to do something interesting behind me. So when you level up into something that's an even number, it is your primaries that you're boosting. So one of your primary skills is going to go up by 1, and you get to take a focus in one of your primary skills. Yay, more focuses! It's up to you whether you've already mapped out and you're like, I know exactly what I want to give them, or you might be thinking, I have to keep rolling this thing, so maybe I'm going to be getting better at that thing, and then give that to yourself.
Question.
Yes.
Do I roll a d6 plus my magic for my
Yes.
mana?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got 4 hit points.
Yay!
Yay.
I have only gotten like 1 hit point in these 3 levels when I leveled up. I just want y'all to know that.
It's okay. It's
I
my
went
turn.
from
I got 1 hit
27
point
to 28.
because I have a constitution of 0.
Me
And I rolled
too.
1. My Grey Warden dice has betrayed
On
me.
the tank.
Boo, Grey Warden.
I have 41. I haven't rolled yet.
Wow.
Damn.
Christ.
What?
Ooh, 6 more
I ain't got
mana.
shit.
I'm thinking of leveling up my cunning because it has like healing and stuff, and that's kind of what I've been focusing on.
Yep, you can focus on whatever you
Freaking
want. So that's
perception.
yeah, but yay, a perception focus. So these guys are going to be able to work on this before next week. We're going to be up to level 4. Exciting. We've split the party in the deep roads.
This is such a bad fucking idea.
I did what I had to do for my
Terrible.
friends.
So
it's great.
The
I
good
love it.
news,
Mhm.
the good news is, Arena and I both get bluff, so this will totally help with
Yay!
stealth
Bluff.
and backstabs. Yeah.
Yay! Well, who knows what you're going to be facing down here. Thank you very much for joining us. Next week is sure to be a very exciting, maybe tense, and it will be fun just seeing how these 2 different parties deal with the fact that they're dealing with what they're dealing with, and they don't know where their friends are, and they don't know if they're going to be escaping. This, for me, Deep Rose, when you're playing the computer game, absolute balls ache. When you're in a TTRPG, though, there's something about like the tension of being down there that's very fun.
We love it.
I'm afraid.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, everybody. We are going to go around and tell you where you can find us in the next week or so, the next stretch of time, and who we are. I will start. I am Emma, or Hummel on the internet, and I use they them pronouns. You would normally, well, you're going to be seeing me here on Tuesdays for Transmission Tuesdays. You would normally see me over on Val's channel for In Darkness Unbroken, which is another Dragon Age story I'm running. And it's in its 5th and final season, and we've only got 4 episodes left, which is exciting, but we're taking 2 weeks off because Val is away visiting family. So in a couple weeks' time, you will see us for our final episodes, which is very exciting. Lastly, if any of you are in the UK, me and Zakaya and producer Ben, we're going to be at Dragon Meet. So if you're there, come say hi. I'm going to be playing in a wrestling game. Definitely not nervous about that. Anyway, everybody, tell us who you are and where we can find you.
I almost said I'm Kana.
Hi,
I've been
Kana.
Emily.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on the internet at EmilyBard20. I'm there on the Gross website and also Blue Sky. And on Instagram. Find my other stuff on my Linktree. Yeah, I'm mostly here right now, and it's awesome, and I love to be here.
Yay!
Especially now that we're underground and I have achieved my final form as a dwarf.
Yes, you have. It's your time to shine.
Oh.
Are you done?
Mini Kaiji.
Hi everyone.
I'm not done.
Well,
No.
fuck you. I
Go
don't
ahead.
care. Hi everyone. My name's Satan. Or less a vamp art on the internet. And you have seen me here be your favorite baby girl's favorite baby girl. and very concerned Dalish elf mage Phelan. You can also find me as a different elf, a city elf rogue, over on Valdrian's channel. 2 weeks from now, we'll be continuing, and we'll be in our little like epilogue episodes.
Yeah.
And Bella's got a few things. She's getting married. Oh my god. I'm really excited for that. She's a very different elf than our Phelan over here. So catch that. I'm here obviously on Tuesdays doing this. Right now, that's all I have for live streams. If you wanna find me on the internet, I've been very active. Well, I've been more active on Blue Sky now. We're not really super active on Twitter, not calling it the other thing. So yeah, that's me.
Hello, everyone. I am Torin, or Torin Talks Creativity. I have been playing Oriana, our little pillbug, very nervous rogue who cannot flirt. As far as where to find me, my time in Darkness Unbroken has concluded, but in a loving way, and you should go check it out.
Oh, it
'cause
was so heartbreaking and lovely.
I know, I cried. I was like, it was very good. Very lovely emotional damage, which I'm good at, delivering. Anyway, as far as where others who find me at the current moment, I'm taking a very small hiatus for some family things going on. But in December, I will be returning to Tales of Forgotten Audio, and we are doing an absolute chaotic game of newbies just trying to survive an apocalypse.
Love it.
The DM, oh, it was great. The DM told us to make 4 characters. Just make 4 characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're all still shockingly first characters are still alive, but we're coming back into it with a truck falling on us. So I'm sure this will be fine. Anyway, we'll return in December on my own channel at Torn Talks Creativity. Just taking a quick little break. Love you. Thank you.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I am Sakai. I go by she, her pronouns. I've been playing Eralan, the Chase and Wilder Rogue, and I will, as Emma said, be at Dragon Meet later of this month. So if you're there, see you there. Yeah, otherwise, catch us next week.
See you next week, everyone. We love you. Au revoir.